Welcome to the Entertainment Rants Podcast, your number one opinion source for all things entertainment. Join host Marco Mazzola as he sounds off on the latest movies, TV, music, gaming, comic books, and more. Now, here's the man of the hour, Marco Mazzola.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Entertainment Rants Podcast. I'm, as always, your host, Marco Mazzola, and we're doing our review episode of Mandalorian, episode 7, and we'll do also the full season and go over everything. With us, we have all of our normal players today. Oh, sorry, did I say Mandalorian? Book of Boba Fett. Let's do the Boba Fett version. Let's do that one. That seems much better. Let's go around the table and say hello, everybody. Hello, Mila.
Hello.
Hello, Larry.
Hey.
Hey, Bruno.
Hey.
And Data Jones.
Hello.
There we are. All right, the full cast list in today. So we're going to start off with some news as we do on our review episode. So let's say we get into the news.
It's time for the news.
Excellent. All right, so we have a few pieces today, more than normal. So going down the list, the new show coming out, Star Wars Andor, which follows Caspian Andor from the Rogue One movie. We haven't seen season 1 yet, but season 2 has already been greenlit. They already got a season 2 coming,
good.
so obviously they're really leaning into this one.
They sound very confident.
Yeah, they sound very confident. Season 1's going to be a smashing success, if you will. So they've already greenlit a second season on that. I thought that was pretty interesting. Anybody looking forward to seeing Andor?
No.
I don't know who that is.
No attention? You're like, I'm good.
I think it looks interesting. I want to see it.
I suppose I'll watch
I'm
it.
pretty invested in the whole Star Wars.
Yeah, Diego Luna, I thought, did a
story.
great job as Caspian Andor in the Rogue One movie.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Although I hear they're like trying to make another
Which one was
sort of movie
Caspian?
as well.
They were
Luna.
talking about a second legit full animated.
Nothing. All right, fantastic.
No idea who that is.
So, I mean,
they were gonna do one.
I like the movie. I like Rogue One. For me, it was more about the setup of the, episodes
New
4,
Hope,
5,
yeah.
and 6, right?
Yeah.
So, that was awesome.
I mean, one of the
Yeah.
best parts, obviously, is
Oh,
the
yeah.
end with Darth
the end
Vader.
with
Yes.
Vader,
Oh my gosh. When I think about that movie, I only think about that ending scene.
Right.
I'm like,
So, I mean,
that's
I
so
like
good.
I like
It
the
was a great
storyline.
finish,
So
right?
good.
Yeah. Like, I like the storyline. I mean, I'm gonna watch it clearly.
Sure. Sure.
But it's like, oh my! When they first announced it, I was just like, oh, cool. Like, all right.
I mean, at this point, it's Star Wars, so I watched
I felt
it.
that way about Solo.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
kinda-
That's the only one I haven't
For me,
seen.
Rogue One was like, yeah, this is a good story. They hinted at it in the beginning of New
Yeah.
Hope, and then like this is the story of how they got it.
Right.
But like with
Right.
Solo, it was like nobody asked for this.
Yeah, nobody's at the movie. Nobody
So
asked
that's
for
why
it.
it's
Okay,
kinda like-
moving
It's what we
on.
deserve right
Yeah.
now, apparently. I mean, you do get to see the whole beginning of Chewie and Han's relationship for whatever it was. I thought it was kind of a weak
Yeah.
sauce, to be honest with
I
you.
thought
But
it was too. Yeah.
but it is what it is. It is
And they were
what we
like,
got.
this is how he got his name as Solo. Like, yeah,
But
nobody
at
cares.
some point, we
okay.
may get some payoff on it as well because his girlfriend, whatever, she's now the leader of that syndicate.
Right.
So it's still possible we can see her, whether it's in The Mandalorian or Boba Fett, so she might come back at some point, as well as Darth Maul, because God knows we can't get enough of him.
I love Darth Maul.
You do. You're a big
I have
Maul
heard
fan.
that Darth Maul is
looks like
great.
He did die in Rebels.
Yeah, I know.
Darth Maul?
Darth
Yeah.
Maul.
Yeah.
Yeah, he died. He also died in Phantom Menace, too.
Oh, that's
So
true.
that didn't take very well either. So it's Star Wars and it's owned by Disney. Nobody really dies. I still think Aunt Veru and Uncle Ben are still alive. Those are just two other crispy critters that they saw.
If you can still
They ran
wring
off.
out some
They ran
cash,
off and
they're
just- yeah.
alive. They're alive and well.
They just put some like roasted pigs in the corner. Like,
They're like, you know what? F this whole story. I'm out.
I'm out of here. Checking out, bitches. So anyway, so Andor season 2. Obi-Wan Kenobi starts on May 25th,
I'm excited for that.
which is
I'm
the
excited
for that.
was the
Looking forward
original
to it.
release date of A New Hope back in '77.
Oh.
Yeah,
it.
so they're
I like
they're
it.
tying it in. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Naturally.
Some of the not trailers, but some of the shots and things like that they've showed us so far.
Who's going to play Obi? Is it?
Oh,
gonna be-
Ewan
Oh yeah,
McGregor's back.
Ewan McGregor, Hayden
McGregor's
Christensen's
Hayden
back.
Christensen is back as
Hayden Christensen
He's
is back.
back.
I thought I read a while ago that he was like done with acting.
no.
Well, he was, but now he's back.
Yeah, he's back. He wanted to do it. They
He
asked
wants to
him
reprise his role as Anakin.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
reprising his role as Anakin. Ewan McGregor's gone on record as saying like they had a lot of fun. They really liked what they did, and they're really excited about this new. They're
Yeah.
going to do some more.
Yeah, I
battles.
love seeing the
Apparently.
behind the scenes
I'm
for
excited
like
about that.
those films.
I'm excited
like
to see
with
what
Ewan
they do
McGregor.
with it. Right, it's him looking over Luke after he drops off Luke on Tatooine. So like
Right.
that's his time
So-
on Tatooine.
So
Mm-hmm.
is the Hayden Christensen coming back? It's him as Vader.
Well, he says
Not
it's
sure.
Anakin.
He's gotta be.
But he
It's
says it's
Anakin.
Anakin, so we can obviously
I think
see
we would-
Larry's
yeah.
favorite part. We'll see a lot of flashbacks.
Oh, of course.
Besides,
Naturally.
I mean, of course, I love him.
Second
But,
favorite.
Yeah, I mean,
Chase
chase scenes.
Chase scene's
Chase
number
scene's top
one.
of the
You're
list.
right.
We've seen the character development with Anakin Skywalker from literally a little kid to him turning into Darth Vader. What more of that part of the story can you tell? Like, you've told it all.
I would expect it to be just he's there because he's peripheral in that story. So I think this is going to be more of Obi-Wan and the whole training and all that stuff.
Yeah, there has to be some, and hopefully, and who knows? There's a lot of stuff, but it's a shortened season too. It's not a very long season. I don't know if it's like 6. It's another 6-7 episode story.
Oh, boy.
It's not a lot.
Can we talk about that? Why are they doing all these short seasons? Why not throw
Because
in
they're trying to be,
10?
they're trying to be
there's-
special.
There's what 20 something years between he drops off Luke to we see Luke in A New Hope. It's like he's like what 23 in that
Something-
range.
yeah.
So there's
Something
like
about
23
that, yeah.
years of story you could do with this dude, and you're gonna hit six episodes.
But you know
It's
what
ridiculous.
though? I wonder if
And you could
there's
do another
not
season,
too
but-
much of it. Like there's not too much of a story. 'Cause I mean, when we hear about Obi-Wan, he's like, you know, when the R2
He's a
unit,
hermit in the
he's
desert.
a hermit
You know
in the
everybody
desert.
knows
He's
about
like, oh,
him.
you
I'd
talk
like to
about
know how
old
that
Ben
happens.
Kenobi,
Yeah.
and you know, and it's like, you know,
But that doesn't mean nobody else knew about him or he wasn't doing stuff. But at that point, like Ben and not Ben, Aunt Beru and Uncle Ben actually,
Uncle Owen.
Uncle Owen, they knew
They
knew
knew,
nothing
yeah.
really about him.
Right.
But I think
Or-
that they did, because if you remember in New Hope when he mentions, you know, oh, this little R2 unit's looking for an Obi-Wan Kenobi, they kind of like give the side eye like, oh wow.
Well,
you know,
he
that-
did
that's-
drop
that
them
Obi-Wan?
off. He dropped
So-
Luke off to them.
Right, so I think that there is a history between Obi-Wan and Uncle
So we
Owen.
might see a
because
little bit
there
more
has
Uncle
to
Owen,
be.
Aunt Beru.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, but what about the fact that Obi-Wan was literally hiding in the desert under old Ben Kenobi instead of Obi-Wan Kenobi? Like, I don't know.
It's
My
not a very good
My
cover.
name's John Smith.
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna hide as Jacob Smith.
Yeah.
Jacob
John
Smith.
Jacob
Yeah.
Smith.
What are you doing?
Jingleheimer.
I'm gonna hide
Oh my
under
God,
his
it's
Bob.
him.
Not so sneaky.
My
Yeah,
name is
no.
Robert Smith. I'm gonna hide under his Bob. Maybe Bob Smith.
They'll
Good work.
never know.
Good cover.
Think of this.
Put on some shades, some glasses.
Think of
Clark
this.
Kent style.
News of an old crazy hermit living in the wastes, surrounded by Tusken Raiders, would not seem that newsworthy.
More Tusken Raiders. We can look forward to more Tusken Raiders.
Well,
Lucky
Tusken
us.
Raiders and 6 episodes.
Larry's
6, 7
literally
episode
leaning on the
season.
microphone. We have 7 episodes of Tusken Raiders.
Again.
Won't that be
Part
fun?
Book of Boba Fett
gonna be
Part
special
2.
just for
the
you,
rest
Larry.
of the
Fuck, I hope they
season.
have guns on the first episode. Otherwise, Larry's gonna lose his shit.
I just want to put this out there right now.
Go ahead.
You all came around to my side.
We'll see. We'll see. We got to get into that in a few minutes. All right, so we'll move on. The next bit, Futurama has got a new 20 episodes coming up on Hulu.
I saw some conflict about the fact that the guy who plays Bender,
Yes, John
may
DiMaggio is
sign
not
back on,
returning.
and there's a huge movement to boycott it if he doesn't come back.
Well, yeah, because he's Bender plus a few other characters. He's one of the main
It's
cast.
kind of
Absolutely.
important. Kind of
They
important
don't want to
guy.
pay him what he
Yeah,
wants.
yeah.
Essentially, it's basically boils down they don't want to pay him what he wants.
Are you kidding me?
Like, seriously,
I'm
it's
sorry,
John
like,
DiMaggio. Just back the Brinks truck up and let him do the goddamn
Yeah,
show.
like
You got 20
I don't
episodes
know
on
about
Hulu.
you, but there was certain episodes that the reason why Bender was in it is what made me watch the episode.
Yeah,
because
exactly, of course.
Bender's awesome. He's one of the. I mean, he's
He's one of the most
He's the core character.
recognizable
that-
characters in Futurama.
Yeah, he is
and
the
without
most
him,
recognizable-
it's
yeah,
like,
his-
what's the point?
It is.
Kinda.
It's exactly
like, 'cause
right.
he's
Otherwise,
so
nobody really cares.
vital.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
That's just
Like,
like having
what-
Family Guy without Peter.
Peter, right.
Yeah.
Like, who cares? Like, really, just a baby and a bunch of idiots talking to each other. I don't really care. I
Right.
need his attitude, his crassness, his whatever.
Right.
You know, he bucks the system. That's what I want to see. And so, and if they put a character in it, it's not John DiMaggio. It's somebody
It's
else
not
who's
gonna work.
trying to do the voice. It's not going to be the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope they get him back. I hope
I do
that
too.
he
Just back
signs
up the
on.
damn Brink truck, and that, you know how that works. Sometimes they just like they got to put that out there, and they got
It's
to play that.
posturing.
It's just that posturing, and you know
Yeah.
we have to get the lawyers back and forth, like the Scarlett Johansson nonsense with
Right,
Disney. Like you
right.
knew that was going to get settled
Right.
eventually, but they just got to do their back and forth, and lawyers have to yell at each other for a while until they finally settle it, and we're all good to go.
Right.
Everybody's hugging again. So that's. But I am definitely looking forward to the show. Hopefully they make it happen. All right, next one, the final season of Better Call Saul. I don't know if anybody watches that. I love that show. It starts on April 18th on AMC and AMC Plus. Nobody's a Better Call Saul fan.
No.
Anybody here watch Breaking Bad?
I'm
Yes.
still a few. I
I know you're still working on it. I know. Still working.
I started watching the Better Call Saul.
It takes like 3 seasons to get good.
Yeah, so I started like watching.
Honestly,
Kinda got
anyone who
wrapped
says
up.
it takes like so and so seasons to get good, I'm like, you know how
Well,
much doubt you just
Yeah,
sowed
if
into my
you-
brain
if
If
you're
that
you're
it
taking a
gets
couple
good.
episodes, I get it. If
Like,
you're
I
taking a
was
couple seasons,
so-
like, oh.
I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
so
Episodes,
into-
sure. Seasons, you're starting to
I
lose
was
me the second you open your mouth.
So into Breaking Bad that I was willing to give it a try and keep going with it, and it didn't. I mean, it started to get really interesting. Obviously, when you start seeing the Breaking Bad influences, we're starting to get closer to that Breaking Bad time
Right.
period where you see Gus Fring Now he's in there now. You see all that kind of stuff coming in. The brothers are coming back in this season.
Okay.
So things like that, they're starting to happen. He's building. Gus is building the
Empire.
He's building the meth lab.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can see how they start to do all that. So that's getting really good. So, and that'll be it. It'll be at the end of the season. We'll probably just catch up to the Breaking Bad
To where the
period.
Breaking Bad stuff is, yeah.
So I'm looking for it. It's last season. Hopefully they go out. I know they obviously with the pandemic, and then he had a bit of a like a heart attack or something like that.
I heard there was something with him.
A little minor, but mild enough to like they had to stop. And
he was,
Some
he
heart
was,
stuff.
didn't he like film a movie or something like that they had to stop filming?
Yeah,
because of
like
it.
that regular guy with like a
Yeah.
poster gets punched in the face. Yeah, that was pretty funny. All right, the next thing is Jurassic World Dominion. The quote unquote final chapter of the 3, right? It's a trilogy plus the original trilogy. So I thought we'd play the trailers. Everybody seen the trailer?
No, not yet.
All right, we can play the trailer. Let's play the trailer. I'll turn the computer around so everybody can see the trailer. It actually looks pretty good. It brings back the original cast. So it's the original cast
oh,
with the new
really?
with the
No
new
way.
cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Let's see if I can play this here.
I wanted to show them something that wasn't an illusion. Something that was real. Something that they could see and touch. Creation is an act of sheer will.
This sounds like the voiceover from the original.
It is. Yeah, that's John
I was just
Hammond.
thinking that too.
Yeah, that's John
I like
Hammond.
that they use that.
That's Richard Attenborough.
This looks really nice.
We can't keep her here forever.
They find her, we're never gonna see her again. We gotta protect her. That's our job.
Humans and dinosaurs can't coexist. We created an ecological disaster.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I was about to say, well, yeah, that's kind of the point.
Alex Sadler.
Alan Grant.
Here we are again, another movie.
Yeah.
Catch up now, did you?
You coming or what?
That's awesome.
We're racing toward the extinction of our species. We not only lack dominion over nature, we're subordinate to it.
I think he looks better than he did in the last movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lost the
I
stupid
agree.
beard and everything.
I
It looks
agree.
much better.
Come back.
I always come back.
Why would you get a plane?
That's another plane, right?
Not exactly.
Why would you get that?
It's like, you know dinosaurs fly, right?
It's a big teriyaki thing coming at you.
Yeah, pterodactyls aren't technically dinosaurs.
Well, they're lizards with wings. Same idea.
Birds
Fair.
with wings.
Birds with wings.
They're birds.
Well, birds don't usually have wings.
I know, that's what I was thinking. I was like, well, birds tend to have
Still
wings.
playing.
I know.
The amber. I love the amber.
Nice.
That's what I picked up on right
There
away
you go.
too.
So,
Wow.
So
Oh, that was
lesson
actually
learned. Lesson
really
learned.
cool.
You can't go to a movie with me or watch a trailer with me. So
It's a podcast. What do you want me to do?
She does have a good point.
let the people listen to the trailer.
That's what YouTube's for.
Well, that's what we did.
Newsflash.
We did watch it on YouTube. So thoughts on the trailer? What you got to see? Because
I
interrupted.
I like it. Like Quinn said, like right out the gate when the Universal logo comes up, I thought of the amber from the very
Yeah.
first
Right.
movie.
Sure. Yeah. They're still
So
playing on
and
that.
and that's pretty cool. Kind of because it almost kind of like wraps it up as
Yes.
I liked it. I
do. I'm
like
looking forward to it. I like
I-
bringing the old cast
yeah.
back. Everybody's
Yes,
still with
exactly.
us.
I think that was
Be
good.
interested to see if his kids, grandkids come. If the grandkids come back.
unpopular opinion. Why are they doing this again?
So it's the trilogy. Like they made a trilogy out of it.
It's the final
most
movie.
likely they're going to
Supposed to be,
continue
at
going
least.
on after this one, but they'll do like another trilogy that'll change the story a little
So,
bit.
like, after the very first one and all mayhem broke loose, and they're like, this was a bad idea, right? They knew it right from the get-go. They're like, we screwed up. We should not have done this.
Yeah. Money.
And then there was movie 2, and they're like, we kind of left the island, or we came back to the island, and
No, they went to the second island where everything was taking place.
Okay,
Right.
whatever it was.
Right, and that's what it
and
was.
then the
right?
third one, and then there
The
was
third
a
one
fourth
they're kind of trying to ignore.
And they were like, we created this giant other thing. It's like, in reality, if this was a real thing, right? Which hopefully it never will be, but if this was a real thing, it'd have been like every country in the world, like, you know what we're gonna do? Just kind of nuke that island, and we're gonna be done with
Is that what
it.
they tried in the second movie?
I would like
and they
to
were like,
know.
wow.
It would like the
No,
movie
you
two.
choose the new one?
Movie 2
No,
would
that
have
was just
started.
exploding by itself.
Movie 2 would have started with like you see the take coming in to the island from the water, and then it's like. You see John Mushroom Cloud, roll credits. That would have been movie 2. Okay,
So I get what you.
that is the reality.
It's just a quick trailer. That's all
That
you
would have been
need to
movie
do.
Just see a
one.
mushroom cloud,
No.
and then credits are rolling.
Evacuate
20 minutes,
everyone
and you're
and
good.
nuke it.
So to speak what you're saying, because I think you're right. However, because it's so money based and it's a private corporation that owns all this stuff, they can do whatever they want. I mean, let's face it. We have things in the world now that people do that we shouldn't be doing. That
Like
we know we shouldn't be
cloning's
having.
actually getting normal.
Right, but
now.
just even like, testing viruses and things like that. And
Yeah.
they're like, this is built in a lab. Of course it was, because they thought they could contain it, and look what happened. It's not contained, is it?
Yeah.
Right? But we're going to
Yeah.
keep doing it. Right? And they feel like, well, we can do this, so why not we just do this? And so the second trilogy, right, the Jurassic World was, 20 years later after the last event?
Yep,
Like,
yep.
shit, we have more technology. Let's do it again. Let's make this happen, but we're going to
It'll work
do
this
it
time.
better. That's what they should do, but there's no way they would even in real life they wouldn't do that. Then you have what they had, which was I just made that. Then what you have is the actual people like, oh no, you got to save the animals because they're living creatures, and then they would that whole shit show would happen too. All the the activists like, no, you can't. We brought them back to life.
It's funny because Jurassic World's like realistic like that. It's like,
But it's realistic other than the fact that
like
it's
this.
dinosaurs, but it's
Well,
if they would do that with real animals.
this seems
they
pretty
would still do it.
realistic. Like situation.
They already tried that in the second Jurassic Park with the traveling Jurassic Park. No, third one.
No, the second one was when they tried to bring them off the island and take them to San Francisco.
Seems like a good idea.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
worked then.
Let's bring 'em onto
But
the
no, they
mainland,
kept them
you
on a
know?
different
What could
island.
possibly go wrong?
Jurassic World was on the original island. And then the second one, what you're saying is what you're talking about is the island itself was exploding because of the volcanoes. It became
Yep.
active again.
Yeah.
Then they were trying to save. Then again, they're trying to save the animals from destroying this island, destroying stuff, take them off, and do what with them?
I don't know if I watched the second or the third one of the first trilogy.
Second one was they get the idea.
I feel like I watched the second
hunters
and third
come
one a
and they try to
long
take the
time
animals
ago.
to San Francisco because they were always creating a park in San Francisco for them to be, or San Diego. They were bringing them to San Diego to like have a park there with just the animals, which was like a big dome, like a big Coliseum type where they could put the animal, like basically like a circus freak show.
What was the point of the third movie? I don't
There
know.
wasn't a point of the third movie. They kind of reject that it existed, but it brought brought Alan and them go back to the island again because the kid and the father were taking their little trip, and then they got separated from each other. They were doing like that flyby on the on the hang glider, like they're doing the flyby where the boat was dragging them around the island. It got snipped because of pterodactyl. What'd you call it? Teriyaki bird?
Teriyaki
The
bird.
teriyaki bird
Yeah.
like snipped their, then they got into the kind, so they had to go back and save the kid. And it's like they almost like at one point they teased like just making it like a dream, like that didn't really
So-
happen. 'Cause the movie was pretty bad.
No,
good.
I remember watching the first one, the first of the new one.
Yeah.
Right. With Chris Pratt, and then the second. What was the second one?
So the second one was when they built the bigger white dinosaur, right? That new
Oh,
one.
the
one was
Indominus
the Indominus
Rex.
Rex. That was a part T-Rex and part
They
Velociraptor.
combined like all the badass genes
Yeah.
together.
Oh, yeah, and we made it invisible
to
and
make a bigger, better,
heat-proof.
scarier animal.
And
Yeah.
what wasn't they were like trying to contain it, but it was like camouflaged
Yeah,
inside
it was
the
camouflaged
and it
itself,
tricked them.
Okay, so I did,
into letting it
I
out.
did watch the second
Yeah.
one. So I was trying to remember
And
if I
again,
saw one and two.
they're
or just
trying
one.
to take the animals off the island and try to sell them to like the highest bidders around the world as used as weapons because the Indominus, like those animals, the second one, the first one was the Indominus Rex. The second one was that black,
The eye raptor.
the Endoraptor.
Yeah.
The Endoraptor was the black one, where they it was even sharper claws and longer
maybe I
claws
didn't
and
see the second
fangs
one,
and
though.
And they were going to use it for sell it to the military.
military applications or just like bidders around the world, like
Yeah.
all over the place.
Hey,
Like,
do you
come
want
and
a bunch
bid.
of killer
And that's
raptors?
where they escaped. So it was what's his name?
Not Chris Pratt.
No. The old guy, the actor who played in iRobot and everything like that. What's his name? Look it up.
Not Will Smith.
That's what I have you for. Look it up. He was like basically Hammond's partner and one of the backers for the original Jurassic Park, and so he and his like nephew or whatever was like who turned into a douchebag who was like trying to sell all the DNA and stuff like that, all the basic.
Not Will.
No, the old guy.
Yeah, maybe I didn't watch the second one.
The actor.
I
Everybody
think
knows
I
the actor.
watched it in
He's been around
theaters.
forever.
remember.
So he.
Yes, I did.
They kills him, blah blah blah, and the animals all escape because Chris Pratt and the granddaughter
Wait
was
a minute.
clone
The
of.
animals escaped?
Oh sure,
That's impossible.
Yeah.
They escaped on the mainland. They got them all.
What?
That
In
is
the Jurassic
impossible.
Park
That's where
movie?
you-
The dinosaurs
What?
escaped?
Something went
Find
wrong?
it?
No way.
Attenborough? No.
No. Look up Jurassic World.
Old guy?
Look up Jurassic World. The
Go to
second
IMDb.
one.
And then you
Second
can
one
look
is
up
Fallen
that one.
Kingdom.
Yeah, Fallen
Fallen
Kingdom. Look up
Kingdom, that's
Fallen
it.
Kingdom.
That
What's the actor's name? I'm gonna scream when I say it when I hear because I know the actor's name by heart and I can't remember. It's off the tip of my tongue.
We'll get back to that.
Yeah, we'll get back to that. So anyway, that's what happens at the end of the second one. They're all let go out of this house, basically out of their cages, because the granddaughter and they're trying to like save these animals. And now you have Dominion, where these, James Cromwell. Thank you, thanks, Data. James Cromwell, been around forever. Yeah, he's the old
He's
guy.
been
He
in
was like
everything.
he was Adam
Yeah.
Barrow's like partner. He was Hammond's partner.
Yes, yes,
and so now you have the Dominion one because they're all over. Like they've spread out. Now, you have a problem, right? Where are they? Obviously, this place was on the United States. So did any of the bigger animals get off the United States? I don't think so.
Yeah, no.
Right? They have to be.
Unless
they have to
by
be,
some chance they did.
swam to Europe. I don't think so. The teriyaki ones, sure, they can swim across.
Yeah, they can go wherever
but
they
the
want.
T-Rexes and things like that
life
has to.
finds a way.
They sure
Exactly.
they just somebody
Life finds a way.
dropped
They'll
somebody
find a
dropped
way
some
to say
dino
life
sperm in
finds a
Europe
way.
and something happened.
Yeah.
Right. So my problem with it is, it's basically the world living with dinosaurs. How do we coexist? We can't. They're going to eat the shit out of us. However, they don't have guns. We do. To shoot them, there wasn't that many to begin with. It wasn't like hundreds got escaped. It was like one of each species.
But that's what I mean. It's like,
and we're done.
now they're all
You can
over
just
the
shoot
world,
them.
so you can't do
You
that
can just kick some
anymore.
out. Just shoot them.
yeah,
Yeah, you gotta find them. I get it. You gotta find them. I understand that.
You
but
know,
there's a general
but
search
you could also
pattern
use,
can
like, you
look
know,
from when they were let go of this one
rocket
house.
launchers.
triangular search. Have you seen that when you're searching in the outer, like in the water, you can do this weirdo triangular pattern?
I have not seen that, and they should have done that.
And,
just
well,
kill them.
Damn it.
And they just kill them. Like, it's not that hard. So like this third movie is a little like weird because this wouldn't have that would if you have to look at the disbelief of reality of dinosaurs coming back to life, that would never happen. You just shoot them. Just kill them all. Be done with it. Do the search pattern. Kill the bigger ones. They wouldn't be T-Rexes. Those are easy to find. Maybe the Velociraptors, they're a little harder to find. They're sneaky little shits. But the T-Rexes are pretty big.
I would
You
think
could
that the
probably see them with the
Velociraptors
naked
are like
eye.
the ninjas.
You could probably see
Oh,
that.
yeah.
You could
They'll
probably
be
see those.
fast
Just
and
kill them. And you'd be
good
done
at
with
hiding, I
it.
think.
But yeah, there's
I don't know.
T-Rexes at the movie, the drive-in movie theater. Like, really? You want to just
You're
kill
like,
that
oh, look,
one that
there
escapes?
he is.
Come on. That doesn't make any sense. We're not going to see how he coexists with them. It's not going to happen. Save the animals.
Well, either one dies or the other.
They kill that entire town, but save the animals. Yeah, they'd be gone. So that's where it falls apart for me. But the movie itself looks good. I'm excited to see
Yeah, I
the
mean,
original
the
cast
animation's
back.
fantastic, and
Yeah.
the cast is good.
It's good.
Obviously.
It's fun to close out the series with the original.
Let's hope it's
cast.
closed
Yeah.
out because, like,
Yeah.
at some point, you got to be like, enough.
You
like,
can never
we
make
know
a
he's
promise.
not
There
going
are
to
no promises ever.
No, 'cause
you
they've
just
always
can't make
talked about
promises
doing
with
9 of
popular
them.
things like this.
Like they had optioned 9 of them originally.
Really?
From the very beginning.
From the very beginning, they had optioned 9.
Jesus.
They had optioned
So I guess
9,
I guess
we
it's
still
like a
have,
Star Wars thing.
yeah,
We'll just have to wait until they make another trilogy.
do like another. Hopefully, it's they
Jurassic-
Or Disney buys them.
Jurassic what universe or something.
Don't. It's Amblin, don't they already?
Don't worry, they got into rockets. They're in space now. That's what I'm waiting for.
Jurassic
listen,
Moon.
they put Jason from the Friday the 13th series. They put him in space.
I mean, if that can happen, dinosaurs can
Hey,
get
the
to
Fast
space.
and the Furious went into space, didn't they?
I don't know.
You
They
know
went
you've
into-
made it as a
they were up in the
franchise
sky
when
at
you're
any
in
rate.
space
They
eventually.
were dropping cars out of the sky. Like,
There's one where they jump from like
Yeah.
one building to another.
Skydiving, yeah, it
Like
was-
one skyscraper to another. They jump like really.
You can do anything in these movies.
Oh my God, yeah.
And they're still going.
Yeah.
They're still going.
All
All right.
those franchises.
All right. So the next bit of news, and you guys probably don't care about this, but I do.
Probably not.
That was hurtful. Amazon Prime's Marvelous Miss Maisel new season begins February 18th. Amy
I
and
still
watched
plan
that.
on watching that.
It's a good show. It's fun.
It's just
show.
on my list. I just haven't gotten to it yet.
I know.
But it seems good.
I know. All right, and the new Batman trailer. Anybody want to watch the new Batman trailer?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
The Batman.
Yeah.
The Batman. All right, let's see.
Gotta get the proper like title right because you don't look up Batman and it comes up with like 15 different
Comes with
versions
50
of
different-
it.
Exactly
Of
right.
course.
All right, so let's watch the new Batman trailer.
No talking, Milo.
Of course.
good luck.
Never again. Don't
Good
worry.
luck.
The hell are you supposed to be?
Gotham's a powder king. Riddler's the match. If you think you can stop what's coming.
They went with the raspy voice.
That's year 1 or year 2. So if we have the technology for the voice changer.
I think Pattinson looks good.
Sideways glance from Larry.
It's only gonna get worse for you.
They think I'm hiding in the shadows. But I am the shadows. What's black and blue and dead all over me?
Riddler's latest. It's all about the Waynes.
If this continues, it won't be long before you've nothing left.
I don't care what happens to me.
What are you hiding?
Selena, don't throw your life away.
Don't worry, honey. I know.
Tell him I'm part of it. Oh, you're really not as smart as I thought you were. I'm just here to unmask the truth about this cesspool we call a city. We all have our scars, Bruce. Still young. I'm vengeance.
And there we have it.
Call me, I don't know, the wrong generation.
Wrong generation.
I think personally, I think it looks cool.
No, it does look cool.
I like it. I like it a lot.
No, it does.
I'm just waiting for the barrage of,
You like the Tumblr?
really?
Yeah.
I go, I'm just waiting for the Tumblr comment. I think it looks
it out of the way
like
early.
a cool movie. Yeah.
So when I first heard Pattinson was going to be Batman, I was not excited. I did not think it was going to be a good fit. I did not think he'd be able to pull it off. Just seeing the trailer, I think he's so far, without seeing anything more than that, I think so far he's got it. He's okay. He's holding it, personally.
Okay, there you go. I completely disagree, but that's okay. That's what this podcast is about. You're absolutely right. It's personal preference. I think for me, he's too thin. He looks awkward in the suit.
He should be fat?
No, he should be muscular like Ben Affleck was in the other movies. Those movies
Ben
are
Affleck's
horrible.
always been a little bit fat.
No,
not so much muscular.
But he developed for the movie. Like he chiseled and developed for the movies. He worked out. He was buff. Because
but you don't really see him with his shirt off so much. There was
you
one
mean
cut
this
in
one,
there.
You mean this one or Ben Affleck? Ben Affleck, you definitely did.
You did, but not a whole ton, right?
No,
Most of the time it's
but
in the
he's
suit.
doing that training montage.
Right. And then this one, you saw Pattinson's back, like he looked pretty jacked.
Yeah,
He looked pretty jacked.
The worst part for me is the head, the cowl with the stupid collar. I get it.
But it's a costume thing.
It's a costume choice. Yeah, that part of it. The rest of it doesn't bother me, other than the fact it's very Arkham Knight armor. Right,
Yeah,
things like that, which bothers me
it's a
because like
design.
that's such a newer thing for Batman.
Yeah.
75 years, he never needed it. It was just pretty much the spandex. It's all
Although
he
if
really
there's,
needed,
like, guns
which then
involved, I don't
became
know,
like
I'd wanna be kinda
Kevlar
protected.
underneath type of thing, like a woven Kevlar, which I understand. But
And
those
it's been like
plated
that
armor,
for years.
it's been since the Arkham games.
Yeah,
but only for the
Great
Arkham
games, by
games.
the
Like
way.
even in the comics, is like that. He doesn't wear that stuff. It's only for the Arkham games, which is kind of like almost what this is modeled after, except for they sewn together cowl, which I get. Again, year 1, year 2, he's trying to put this shit together.
Yeah.
But he has the billions. He could probably develop a better one. The bat symbol supposedly is they're going along with the story arc where they actually made the bat symbol out of the gun that shot his parents, right? Because it gets Joel Chill's gun, he dismantles it and makes it into the bat symbol. Totally cool with that. I think that was a great addition.
I like that.
I think
that's pretty badass.
That's pretty
I
cool.
do like that. But the cowl was kind of weird for me with the collar, and his head shape where it really dips in is kind of weird. I don't need the straight, straight line with no neck. You know what I mean? Head hits the shoulders and that's it. I don't need that. The problem I have with any version of Batman, like Christian Bale, like his, and even to a point Michael Keaton, but he's not big enough, because if you remember, one thing that Batman has done in the past and always has is he can, to a degree, go toe-to-toe with Superman. He looks on that same vein. Not
I'm
as
going to call
big.
bullshit on that.
He always has. When they started doing their whole world's finest and they started going to it,
yeah, but
he's always been drawn and looked buff like.
Oh, you're talking about just like looks.
Look, yeah, he's not
Yeah.
strong as Superman. No. He needs the kryptonite to take him down. Don't get me wrong. He's not
Yeah,
nobody
no.
strong as Superman, but
Yeah.
he's buff that he looks like he can go. He does not look like he go toe to toe with a Henry Cavill.
If Superman were like
agree with that.
mortal,
But if you looked at Ben
and
Affleck,
they look similar.
I don't
You looked
think
at
Pattinson is buff like that.
right? But if you saw Ben Affleck, he looks like he could go toe to toe with Henry Cavill.
Yeah, he looks a little fat to me, but
He's a little pudgy. But
a
don't
bit-
forget,
he's a bit husky.
and
Don't
you're
get me
right.
wrong.
I know you're right, but remember that was older Bruce Wayne when you to the Dark Knight Returns
dad bod
series.
Bruce Wayne.
Are you looking
Yeah.
for the Dorito shape kind of look? Or
I'm looking for a
like
little
what?
bit. I'm looking for a little bit of that. But in the Dark Knight Returns series that from Frank Miller, it was older. He's been at this a long time. He had been retired.
dad bod.
So he's a little dad bod even in that, but still able to handle his stuff. So there's a middle ground
But
between
I like this
Pipsqueak
change, right?
and Chubby.
I like this change because Pattinson's he's a little bit emo, just a little bit.
Yeah,
That
it was
bothers
a
me.
little
Okay,
heavy.
But if you look at it, it's a little bit more. It's a little more comic-y looking, right? He's almost got like the dark eyeshadow, the hair, the very comic hair.
Yeah.
Which I think is a really cool change up. Because right now, for the past few years, all we've had is like, this is a real man and he's doing a thing and he looks like a real guy. He looks like where I think in this version, like again, I've only seen this particular trailer, but it looks a little bit more comic. And I think that's kind of cool. It's a nice change.
The
It
bothers
feels
me is
fresh.
the emo version of him.
Yeah.
Like Bruce Wayne, the multi-billionaire, just never had an emo look to him.
Yeah, he does it.
They did
yeah,
that to-
that's
they
one of my
did that to Henry
criticisms.
Cavill.
It seems a bit heavy-handed on the emo.
Yeah.
But other than that, I still think it.
They
looks
did
pretty
that to Henry Cavill, not by looks, but by his actions in The Man of Steel. He was very emo, mopey, walking around the earth, shoving poles into trucks. That was kind of
Yeah,
weird.
I didn't like that.
He's never been played like that.
I didn't like
and
that.
they're kind of doing the same thing to him. I get it. He's dark. He's brooding. His parents got killed. I get that, but he's still kind
That
of
was
gone
kind
that
of a while
emo.
ago,
I'm gonna do my hair long. It's in
It
front
was
of my
kind of an
face.
underworld look to it. Didn't you think?
It's just
Almost.
So,
Yeah.
Which I actually kind of
I
dig.
love the
right?
car. I think because that's like the concept behind the car. Because I've read up on it is he was always working on like this fast ass muscle car that he always just wanted one. But now he's like, okay, so now he's gonna be Batman. He's gonna plated it and made it more of a.
Wouldn't it be cool if they could design a car? Let's say he designs a car where it could, like, let's say, I don't know, tumble or roll or something at a
or bridge
random.
jump.
Well,
Jump over bridges.
Jump over bridges.
Something like
bridge
that.
lay.
Yeah.
No.
I think that actually
I
be pretty
think that would be
cool.
horrible and work really, really bad because it wouldn't look like a
I think
Batmobile
it
at all.
would be pretty badass.
It would look
not
like
gonna
it wouldn't
lie.
look like a Batmobile at all.
More like almost like a tank in the city. I think it'd be like sick.
Because that's what you need is a tank
Mega
in the
fast,
city.
you know. It'd be pretty dope.
If you're gonna
Missiles.
fight Superman, you need a tank.
You need a tank on the city.
yeah.
Larry's just hurting on so many different levels.
Larry's
we haven't
his
heard
head is
from
gonna
Larry in like
explode.
15
Oh
minutes.
yeah, Larry, what's your take?
It's the longest
on all
Larry's gone
this?
without talking on the podcast.
So, I am still here. As far as the Batman goes, there are certain things in the previews that I feel hit. There are a lot of things that I feel miss. And this is coming from a Batman fan. Maybe not as much as you are, but there are certain things. I don't like the emo Batman.
Yeah.
I don't like the emo. I'm sorry.
Bruce
Strike
Wayne.
that. Yeah, right. I don't like the emo Bruce Wayne because, like you said, Bruce Wayne has never been emo ever.
Yeah.
Okay. As far as the build goes, like Marco was saying, Bruce Wayne was always drawn as a broad guy. So maybe saying bigger.
But let's just qualify that, right? Every single superhero is drawn as a broad, massive.
They
and
all
you're
have
right.
that
For the
Dorito
most part,
shape.
they're all ripped. They're all
Most of them are kind of like
muscular.
godlike,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
But
yeah. So,
Batman.
but that's just a superhero thing, right?
Yeah.
But that's what I want to see on screen. But but the Batman trained his body to be the
I don't disagree.
Like
I don't disagree.
That's the lore. Like
No,
that's
yes,
the back.
yes.
He doesn't look like he's done it. It looks like he hasn't had a sandwich.
But I
in
haven't
3
really
weeks.
seen. You haven't seen much in that trailer of him with his like from the front. You saw his back
Yeah.
looked pretty jacked. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
So-
that was
So
I'm gonna wait.
pretty muscly.
I'm gonna wait on that for myself to make that
I think he's
judgment.
ripped
Yeah,
to
I'm a
shit.
Bruno.
So I would love to see what his actual numbers are, meaning what his weight is, what his fat percentage, which is body weight, in comparison. He's probably running right now, he's probably running at about like maybe 5% body fat, wicked lean,
Yeah.
which is what's going to give you that cut look, and that's fine. That's not Batman. That's maybe Spider-Man. That's maybe even
No,
Robin.
you're definitely right.
Right.
So-
my other commentary is we haven't really seen enough of his physique, right, with his shirt off.
But it's
to
Robert
be able to
Pattinson.
say, did he put on 20
It's Robert
pounds?
Pattinson, I know, it's the only
Did he
something you
put,
can get.
no, I hear you, but he wouldn't be the first one to put on 20 pounds for a movie.
No,
We
no, no.
need to
but
see
it's-
Robert Pattinson shirtless. This is for science. We have to
That's
see
what you need to
it.
say.
Mila
It's
wants
important.
To me, it's like the same as
I'm just
Christian
gonna
Bale
wait.
can only get so tall. Do you know what I mean? He was
you can't-
definitely not
yeah,
tall
you
enough
can't-
to play
you
Batman.
Can't get height, but other than that, I thought Christian Bale's delivery was fine. Like I didn't have an issue with that.
No,
but,
he was bad in both.
But aside from that, for Pattinson,
sucky
we
boy.
don't
He was
know.
great.
We don't know if he put on
I know.
20, 25 pounds for this because we
Yeah.
didn't see enough.
No, he did.
So
He
maybe
did. I saw him in
maybe he
interviews. He did.
did.
He did.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, he did. I saw him. In
Yeah, but
interviews. He did.
but Pattinson's always been just a
But, like,
leaner
you know,
kind of
he's
guy.
been thin. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, he's always
But
just
if
been
you
a
put
leaner guy.
25
and don't take
pounds of
offense, but
muscle
add
on his-
25 pounds to Quinn.
Yeah,
Still does not make a Batman.
25 pounds on this little kid he'd look jacked.
Yeah, but
He
he's still
would
not
look
Batman.
jacked.
He's still not big enough to fit in a bat suit. It would still fall off him.
I get you, but I'm saying
A Spider-Man suit,
you'd be
you'd feel like a
surprised.
motherfucker. You'd be absolutely great.
You'd be
It'd
surprised
awesome.
that 25 pounds of like muscle would look. How about that changes your physique?
Yeah.
Without going that, I've seen that, but I don't know for this Batman rendition, the new one. I hope it's a lot better than what I'm expecting because I'm not expecting a lot, honestly. Like again, I was saying there was certain things about it that really hit that I liked on the previews. Certain things that I think miss. I want to see him be a good Batman.
Yeah.
Because we've had a lot of shitty Batmans. We've had a lot of shitty Bruce Waynes. We've only had a couple, maybe. Michael Keaton, I think, plays both sides really well. Ben Affleck, I was surprised by Ben Affleck's
I thought
portrayal.
Ben Affleck did a good job.
On both
Yeah,
sides.
again,
right?
he was a great Batman in shitty movies.
Yeah,
Much like Henry Cavill was a great Superman in shitty movies.
Right. So I'm hoping that Pattinson is at least good at one of the two. Yeah. What I did like about it, which I feel is a year 1, year 2 Batman, is how brutal he is because he's pissed.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I've seen in the previews that I absolutely love.
Yeah.
The whole idea, he's I
just,
am vengeance, right?
Yeah,
that's
he's
his
just
line.
beating everybody
I am
left, right, and center.
When he
and
comes
he hasn't
back,
kind of toted that line of like, okay, what do I need to do versus what I can do?
That's
what do
why I
have
think the
to
emo
do?
thing could work. It could work.
It just makes him really pissy.
Yeah,
really pissed off at everything.
Someone
he's
who's
not just
mad.
like emo sad. He's emo bullshit. Like
Yeah, he's
so
emo
that's
pissed
kind
off.
of a different.
Yeah. That's a different. It's a different
He's pissed
vibe
off
of
at the
emo.
world. He's pissed off at the world
Right.
for what
Yeah.
happened to him.
But I mean, even if we, if you lean on the Batman lore, Bruce Wayne was not that. Like, if you want to be that emo bullshit guy, pissed at the world as Batman, by all means be that and be as brutal as you want. But as Bruce Wayne always had to carry that image of, the philanthropist, the playboy, the billionaire, always keeping the shit together.
They might do
I
that
think-
for Bruce Wayne. We
But-
don't know.
Yeah, I feel like
Maybe,
something we have to see, like we'll have to see in the movie, is him as Bruce Wayne.
More.
Because we only see like tiny little tidbits of what he would look like as a Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
but he
we
didn't
don't
even
see him much.
Yeah, we haven't
Yeah,
actually seen him
yeah.
as Bruce Wayne a lot
point,
in
good
that
point.
in that
and
trailer.
Larry's
So
right.
we have
in the
to see
Bruce
in the
Wayne
movie.
clip when you see him get out of the car, he doesn't look intimidating, right? He
Yeah,
doesn't look like.
but we haven't seen how he carries himself as
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne in
Right.
an office building,
Right.
right? And in his environment.
I hope there's no boardroom scenes. The only other thing I want to see in any effing Batman movie is a proper cowl with the proper white covers of his eyes. But you don't have to see the effing actor's eyes emote bullshit. I don't care. Spider-Man can do his thing. Got a mask on the whole time. Just put the white slits the Batman's had on since day one.
Keep in mind though,
Why
like
do I need to keep
Spider-Man's
sitting?
shtick is his sort of commentary as he's going through whatever he's doing.
But
Whereas
I will
Batman's there's a lot of like.
But I'll challenge you on
emotion.
that. I'll challenge you on that. Ryan Reynolds did a great job emoting through the Deadpool mask, which had white covers. of the
Ryan
eyes.
Reynolds was not emoting. He was literally just cracking jokes.
Yeah, but his eyes would move.
Emoting's a strong word.
They
Yeah.
animated the eyes to the point where you got what he was saying when he was raising an eyebrow because he was making the funny
Yes.
face.
Although I do hear what you're talking
just
about.
do
All
that.
of the emotions that you saw Ryan Reynolds portray, like the strong, complicated emotions, were when his mask was down. not when his mask was on.
Oh, I liked him with the mask on better.
No, I like them all, but I'm saying
but you can do that. But you can do that.
I don't
It's
know
a
with
lot
the mask
more
on if you
difficult,
can do
though.
a lot of facial
It's gonna be
acting.
hard.
I mean, they can do it in the comics where you get the Batman with the eyes.
Yes,
slit,
but
you know.
this is that's a
You can
comic.
do
This is
but
a
they can just
movie.
animate.
The eyes go up.
But they can animate. It's just essentially it's the same as drawing. You can animate the cowl
Not
pointing down
really.
and
So,
squeezing his eyebrows
so.
together.
On that note, yeah, you can. You could go in and alter it, graphically. But I think a big part of it too is the way that it's cut. Is you need it for head movement. So
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. But you can still white out the eyes, and you can still animate the mask just like they did for Deadpool. There's no reason you can't do it. Now we
Yeah.
saw it. It's done. It's happened. You can do it.
I'm not sure I'm understanding it. Are you saying that you want this any Batman who's being acted in real life? We're not talking about an animated movie or
Yeah.
anything. All right. And you want the cowl to move and dip with like eyebrows movement and all that stuff?
because it does in the comics, and they did it in Deadpool, and it worked.
I don't remember them doing that in Deadpool.
Oh yeah, watch Deadpool.
In Deadpool, the movie.
The movie with Ryan Reynolds. Oh yeah, the cowl moves with him.
Yeah,
the eyes
his head-
squint.
yeah.
The eyes squint. The eyebrows furrow in.
A little bit.
No, a
little.
lot.
It was minor.
No, a lot. It does it a lot because he's so animated with his movements and and when he do like a shocked emotion, the eyes will go up
eyes
and the
would go
eyebrows.
up.
That's true.
Yeah.
There
did
was
a
a lot of
lot. I
animation.
I guess I don't
there.
recall if that was like an animated thing or if it was just movement.
It wasn't like the Spider-Man where they just kind of like those shutters. So it was almost like
Yeah.
photograph shutter, photograph shutters. No, they animated the shit out of it. He basically wasn't there, and they just put the dots and they animated over it the whole time, and it worked. It really worked. But to your point, it was so subtle you didn't even notice. But
Yeah, 'cause it was small movements up and down,
No,
right?
they animated the crap out of it. Yeah, I've watched it a few. In fact, I had to watch it again recently because I kind of did a Deadpool episode, which we talked about it for 5 minutes, as usual. Anyway, all right, 41 minutes in, we should probably get to Boba Fett.
Yes, let's try that.
That
Let's try
might
that.
be
Wait,
a
that's what
pretty
we're
great
doing?
idea.
We're doing
the
Boba
Boba
Fett.
Fett?
It's gonna be
No way.
This is
Oh,
going
I
to be an
haven't seen
extra
the
long
episode.
episode.
I thought we were just ranting on previews and movies that were coming out.
So much for the bonus episode of Entertainment Rants.
Last
bonus
comment on
episode.
Batman. Nothing I saw in the trailer made me not want to go see it.
No, I'm
I think
the same
that's
way.
I agree with you.
It looks-
because-
I agree.
because we've seen trailers before that were like, oh, we're done. No way.
Yeah.
I'm not even
Oh,
going to
yeah.
bother, right?
I
But
agree.
then you find out
so
it's just
far,
a
there's
poorly
no-
made
there's no-
trailer.
there's no
I
fixes.
needed this trailer to want to go see it. The previous ones did not make me want to go see it. This
Yeah,
trailer
correct.
definitely
Me too.
has pivoted me the other way to want to actually maybe go see this in the theater, not just wait till it comes out on HBO Max.
Yeah, I think this is a good movie theater movie.
Yeah, I think so. It's
Oh,
big.
yeah.
It's big. All right, so let's get into it. The Book of Boba Fett, episode 7. We'll talk about episode 7, and we'll talk about the series overall. I don't think it's going to get high marks, but that's okay. We're going to talk about it anyway.
Yes.
All right, so who wants to go into the beginning of episode? Larry's like, I'm done. Larry's
No,
all
I'm
set.
just giving somebody else a chance.
Okay,
to
I
jump
got
in, 'cause
you. All
I
right.
usually jump in right away.
You do,
I'm gonna give
because of your
somebody
love
else.
for it.
I do
Because of the passion and love you have for it. Bruno, would you like to go first?
Sure.
All right.
So with the episode itself, I loved it.
Yep.
I loved everything about it. I like how they set it up. I love that there were, like, they really took to heart the whole Chekhov's gun concept, right? Like, nothing that they did in the previous episodes.
Did you like having
didn't
Boba Fett
get
in it?
Paid off.
Did you like having actual Boba Fett in it? Was that fun?
I appreciated having Boba Fett in there. But you look at everything else that they set up earlier that you're like, why the hell was that in there? What the heck was this doing? Why did we spend so much time doing that? It all paid off in that last episode, right? Like, everything came together and they tied it up. I thought it was a really nicely tied up, like, bow at the end of it. But the only thing I didn't like that it was only one episode of battle and combat. So, like, the whole struggle to win the planet, so to speak, I think could have gone
war
over.
was a little weak sauce.
It was a little
They're
weak.
building this massive. We're gonna have this big battle war.
Yeah.
There's a couple
I
of
would've
shots in
liked-
the neighborhood. Like,
Yeah, I would have liked a couple more, maybe a couple more of those scorpion guns. I would have maybe a bigger encounter, maybe over 2 episodes would have been great. You know, then you're like, maybe they hole up in the sanctuary in the middle of it, and they're like,
Right.
"Oh, we are pinned down and stuck."
yes.
Kind of like what they did in Mando,
No,
right?
right. They did that in Mando.
yeah.
They were like, "We're
Do we
screwed."
do it again in Boba Fett? Because we already played that out with with in
okay, so
Mando,
maybe do something
but I
slightly
still liked
different.
it.
Yeah, right. But I like the episode itself. I was really happy with it. I liked the pacing. I liked the results. I liked sort of all the cast of characters. We'll go into that after, but
Yeah.
I was satisfied with it.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I like that. Mila.
I'm erring more on the side of I thought that was a good end to the season. Yeah, because like so far it's been kind of slow, but I liked the action. I thought it was good, and the fact that they did bring like a lot of stuff back. They even brought stuff like with the sand people.
Yeah, how they died. How they really actually died.
Yeah, that there's like they brought that back. And they even had him use the
Gafting stick.
The gafting stick. Even that.
Okay, you can go with that word. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's
Whatever.
Fine.
The stick thing that he made from a branch after hallucinating. That thing, yeah.
Listen, I'm not going to yell
And the Rancor was pretty dope.
for miscalling something.
No, you have no room, Mr. Sandworm, Mr.
Pterodactyl,
Teriyaki Bird.
Teriyaki Bird.
There was another one too.
Boca Raton.
The Boca Raton.
Boca Raton was what I was thinking of.
That was good.
That was perfect.
Quentin, what'd you think?
I like the giant droidicas.
There it is. All right, that's why I love Quentin. He's a man of few words. I like that.
I was okay with the episode.
I think we all saw this coming.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I laid it out
That was
there.
my first thought. I was like, I like this. I bet Larry's gonna hate it.
Yeah,
you okay with it?
No. Hate is a very strong word. There were certain things that, like, again, just like the Batman trailer, there were certain things that hit and certain things that missed. I needed to watch it again to see if what I thought hit actually did hit, and I wasn't just being super analytical. And same thing with things that I felt missed. They were as much as we wanted action. I felt that's all there was in this one little street, this one like little 2-block radius.
Yeah, the battle could have been bigger. That's one of the things.
Yeah. I'm talking. It's good.
That.
It's good for a mediocre show. I think that was a phenomenal episode.
I mean, it's like, hey, we're gonna fight for 40 minutes, and let's talk about the time. By the way,
There's been bigger fights at a block party.
I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think we've all
And they even had a Rancor.
seen it. I don't know. For me, overall,
Yeah, we'll get to the Rancor nonsense as well.
I mean, overall, for me, the episode was okay. I think, Bruno, you said it best, is they tied everything up in a nice little bow at the end. That makes me go, cool, you're not going to come out with a second season.
No, they will.
Awesome.
They haven't said it yet, but I'd be surprised if they didn't.
What are they going to, I mean...
I mean, there's plenty to go.
No one's asking
The whole
for
city
one.
was demolished, so they've got a lot to do.
Yeah, they have to rebuild it.
Oh, your dad's here. You can go. Yeah. You can go. Thank you, Quinn.
I mean...
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Quinn.
Quinn.
Bye, Quinn. Thanks,
Quinn.
buddy.
Peace.
You've been
I give it
awesome.
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5 stars.
3 out of 5. There we go.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it just... They tied things up for me, which I was
Bruno's
happy
on the data
with.
pad now.
I mean, I don't know.
You
I
don't know.
wasn't-
That's okay.
Were you looking for more combat, better combat? You were probably looking the same thing I was looking for, where it was a longer confrontation, right?
I was
something a little bit more
a little bit
substantial.
longer. I needed more development from the characters that you introduced me to. Like you gave me Cad Bane, you made me go,
One episode, you
ooh.
killed him off in the
And then
second
you
one.
killed him off
Yeah,
right
I was about to say,
away.
I
would have
just
loved
had
to
that
see
thought.
him come in on like the second episode.
Yeah,
That would have been
I
great.
just had the
Little more.
thought. I would have loved to see a lot more Cad Bane.
Yeah, it had
I'm
to be
actually
more of a
really mad
problem
at,
than he
like,
was.
He shot maybe like 3-4 times, and then it was like, all right, that's it.
He shot.
I was like,
He shot, and I don't
killed
think,
two people.
and
Well, one and a half.
honestly,
Yeah.
unless you watched Rebels,
Yeah.
or no, was it in
Well,
Rebels?
no, yeah, he was in Rebels
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
he was
Mm-hmm.
in Clone Wars, yeah.
If you didn't watch those two series, you have no idea who he is,
Or how much of a badass he
or how
is.
much of a badass,
Yeah.
or the connection between him and Boba.
So that,
Yeah,
that's
well,
what
I
they're
was-
kind
I-
of playing on, the fact that if you're watching this, you've probably watched other stuff too.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Did you watch
Yeah.
any of the animated series?
I have not, but
So you don't know who he is?
Yeah, I have not either,
looked
but
it
I was
up,
like,
right?
this
You looked
guy's
him
got
up.
so much
when,
lore,
when
and I
I
didn't
first
get to
saw
see
him, I was
any
like,
of it.
this is a big dude. I need to find out who that is, right?
Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
I looked it up, and I watched some other stuff, and I was like, all right, I get this now. And then
Yeah.
so you get the history, you get the backstory, how he was like Jango Fett's trainer, right? Like,
Yeah.
so he's
He
an old
trained
guy.
Jango, then he trained Boba.
He trained Jango and
Yeah.
then Boba. But like you said, why drop him in on the 6th episode? Why not bring him in on
Kill
episode
him on the 7th.
2?
Yeah.
Because they were too
Right.
busy doing fucking flashbacks with sand people.
So
Taking in with the sandworms and the...
I don't think. So here's why I think this whole thing, Boba would have gone over much better if they dropped every single episode off at once, right? Because you watch the whole thing, it takes 1 or 2 sittings, and you're like, okay, that whole story makes sense. I get now why they spent so much time on the Sand People, why they even talked about, what was the beast's name that he
Rancor.
The Rancor.
Rancor. I get why this guy was brought in. I get why, I understand all these things. But without all of that, nothing got tied up until the last episode.
Very end. Yeah, the very end was tough to wait for it to be tied up
Yeah,
to.
and so it leaves you literally where we were. We were like, what what is going on? Why did we jump around to 7 different stories? None of it makes any sense. It feels really disjointed. And then at the end, it ties it up. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it
even
now.
when they leave you hanging on those episodes, it really didn't feel like much. Like, it didn't feel like anticipation.
Well, no, because they had to.
That's fine, I guess. I don't know.
They had to bring the backstory in, yeah.
Yeah, but
it
you
doesn't
can
make sense.
you can introduce the Rancor like that, and then like in a way that you're anticipating, right? But it just even before that episode, you know it's going to come back. You know that we're going to see the Rancor again. You know we're going to see him riding it.
Yep.
My issue was you never see him practice riding it. He's just all of a sudden I don't know how to ride this.
Danny
So I'm riding this like I've been doing this for years.
They could have done a montage of him falling off.
In one episode a while ago.
They foreshadowed so many things. And then the payoff was it was literally done in 2 seconds. Like
kind of like in Ghostbusters when they all of a sudden could just use those packs with no training. Right, they're carrying around 60-pound packs. These little kids with no training, and they're 2 seconds shooting at cans, and all of a sudden they're good. We got this. We're taking ghosts down with these things. Like adults had trouble with them.
There's a medium, there's a middle ground there where you're like, all right, how much training do you want to show? Because you kind of know they're going to train, right? Like, there's some point because if they'd spent 20 minutes showing him training,
I don't want to see 20 minutes.
I'd have been like, what are we doing?
I'll take a 5-minute montage.
I'll take a 2-minute montage. It's amazing how fast, like in 2 minutes, you can do a lot of,
or at least just a couple minutes throughout different episodes of him actually being down there.
We never see Danny Trejo again.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, that's what I was like. I was like watching this. I'm like, where the hell's Danny Trejo? Where did he go?
Yeah. He'll be back, but you won't be. You're not coming back. So
he
that was kind of a problem.
And disappeared.
The whole changing of the character, I didn't like actually.
I mean, but they didn't, right? They changed him, but then he's still the same.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Still a killer.
Boba, no, he's not.
Still a killer.
No, he's not.
So that was the difference.
No, he's not. They changed him completely.
That's why the killer.
That's why they brought Kat in.
6 minutes. 6 minutes made everybody love him for 40+ years. 6 weeks completely demolished that.
But now you're gonna go back in the end. He stabs Cad Bane with that crazy look in his
remember
eye.
when what's Cad Bane's last line? I knew you're always a killer.
Right.
So that has been
even
Boba's
though he spent
struggle.
years with the monks.
That has been
it still
Boba's
hasn't been beaten out of him completely.
Yeah, I feel like if they make another season,
they should have had.
But no,
he killed the bad guy.
Kill a bad guy. He stabbed a bad guy.
Right, but he's
not.
But there's room for hope for the
said.
next season. For him to be a badass once more.
No.
You never know.
No, because everybody loves him and they're giving him fruit because he is now the same. They got rid of the drugs. They got rid of all the crime.
And he's bowing with his boo-boo arm.
You know what? Yeah.
No, they changed the
You know where they
character.
missed on this? They should have had Cad Bane come in episode 2, and then the whole season show Boba Fett struggling with
that should have been the show.
His new my pacifist versus my old self.
Yeah,
and Cad Bane is the foil to that.
Instead,
right?
we got the sand
Where
people
Cad
and
Bane's
nothing
always
else.
like, you're not who you think you are. You're not this bullshit piece guy. You're a killer.
Tree hugger,
You're a
whatever
trained
they have.
killer.
Yeah.
Because
and then at the end, when he said, "I always knew you were a trained killer," then he kills him. It'd be like, "Yeah, you're right. Oh my god, totally right." And then you can see
I hate the fact that you just created a better show than the one we got.
Yeah, I'm like, Bruno, you just made a new show. It was
hard.
great.
A better show than the one we got.
Yeah.
They should have had
I'm like,
that in
Jesus, that's a great idea.
Cad Bane even says, he was like, I see you try to change who you are. But because that's the line that before that I was you were a killer. So like you said, if we saw the whole series be that, I'd be so okay with him turning into a good guy.
That would have been so awesome.
Not really a good guy.
But
yeah, instead we got garbage. You know, I feel cheated now. I feel really cheated out of a good show. What have you done? I was all right with the ending. Now I'm just mad about the show.
We get Boba basically trying to say, I'm going to run the shit. I'm going to be the crime empire. I'm going to be doing this. He just wants to get the spice out. He doesn't want to allow them to run their spice through. Not that, hey, we're going to get rid of all the drugs and all the crime. No. He wants to stop them from running it through because he wants to run it. And it gets
no, they didn't want it out because it was destroying the people.
No, that was Cobb Vanth.
Yeah.
That's Cobb Vanth's theory.
But he thought so too.
No. Because at the end.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
I don't remember.
When they were hidden up in the
he was like, it'll destroy our people,
right?
Because
she even said, she was like, wait a minute, that's a lot of money, like to say that we're not going to take that. She's like, whoa. So she's been on board of getting rid of these other people so they can run shit.
Yeah,
because she still wants to be crime.
I think
that's and they're like, they just wanted to stop. And he's like, all right, I agree. And she's like, whoa, wait a minute, that's a lot of money there, homie. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what's the real reason we're
she's
here?
Like, how are you going to pay my salary?
wait a minute.
Expensive.
And that's
you don't start paying
that's
me.
when he turns around and was like, we're here to protect the people. And that's when you're like, oh, so now you're going to be the good guy. Because even she's like,
She looked a little pissed off
all right,
about
so
it.
this is what we're
She's
going to
like,
do.
really?
She's like,
happy with that.
now, I'll
And
tell
then-
you what, if they have a season 2 and then she starts going, you know what, being this goody two-shoes bullshit, I'm not feeling it.
Ain't working
Because
for me.
I
That
felt,
ain't working
because
for
then
me.
you've got that scene where her name's Fennec, right?
Yes.
Where Fennec then goes to the people who like hired the people to kill the sand people, you know?
Yes.
She goes, slaughters them
That was amazing.
ruthlessly. That
Awesome.
was the coolest scene.
That
I
was
like,
the
this
best.
is so awesome.
Her little ninja trick getting in there, like
Yeah,
sniper and taking
hangs
them all
the guy
out.
from the ceiling.
Yeah, the
snaps his
mayor.
neck.
She kills the mayor by hanging him.
Oh my
that
God,
was
that was
awesome.
so awesome.
That was really
well
good.
done.
She
Yeah.
showed more badass than Boba Fett this whole season.
Yeah, I
In
did
that
like
scene.
the Mando and Boba fighting together.
I like that a lot.
backing
That was-
each other,
yeah, that was
back
cool.
to
That was
back,
really cool.
doing that sort of like old Western type, like
Yeah.
at each
And they
other.
actually used their jetpacks for once.
Yeah,
Yeah.
A lot.
They do
Yeah,
that
I
more
like-
in the
oh, yeah.
What's it called, the
Mandalorian.
Phoenix, when they like the Phoenix technique or something like that.
I
when they
know,
use their
they did it in
jetpacks?
Mandalorian
We
a
got
lot. like
strategy names.
Yeah, it's called like the Phoenix technique.
Yes, they do that.
Oh,
I thought that was
nice.
really cool, and they showed them like, they're like brothers, right? Like anytime one would fall, the other one would protect him and get him back
Yeah,
up
yeah,
again.
You know what
Yeah.
I absolutely love, which is why I love Mando? He was like, well, then we'll die here with honor.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I was
he's
like,
like,
oh,
he
you're
just
right.
goes,
He's like,
cocks his
you know,
gun, this is the way.
This is the
And
way.
you're like,
He's
oh,
like,
yeah.
he's like, you don't really
Let's
believe in that
go.
bantha fodder, do you? He's like,
know.
oh, good. Thank God. He's like, thank God.
Thank God
Because
you
I'm
believe
fucked
in
if
it.
you don't.
Yeah, so and that's actually when he said that made me think like the whole conversation that we had prior, that I was like, he's not really a Mandalorian. Like Boba isn't. Like he wasn't raised that way. He wasn't
No.
raised in
Yeah.
the way. So it's
He
like,
might be
for
of
him,
heritage, but he wasn't raised in the way.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah, but keep in mind too that Mando's way is like a super fringe, like
Yeah, that's
they're
like
a
a
crazy,
fringe
like religious
extremist
cult
cult,
within,
you know?
Yeah.
right. But I don't
within
even
the Mandalorian.
Right, but I don't even
Yeah.
think
Not all the Mandalorians do that.
right.
Yeah.
Because I
In fact,
mean,
most don't.
Boca
No.
Raton.
Go ahead,
I was
go
really
ahead,
gonna say
say it
Boca
again.
Raton, but I'm meaning to say Bo Katan. Because she calls out Mando during the Mandalorian season,
Yeah.
right? But I even think that I don't even think Boba is as much of a Mandalorian as that sect is. Like I don't know. Like
Oh, yeah.
Well,
he's
because once
kind of
again, he
Mandalorian
didn't-
in name,
just-
maybe.
Remember-
He's just kind of
Yeah.
disconnected from
and-
that.
yeah.
Remember, he grew up like he was born on Camino, and
Right.
the only Mandalorian he had to deal with was his dad,
Django, right.
who was kind of out of it too.
Right.
He didn't grow
Yeah.
up with Mandalorians. He didn't grow up on Mandalore. He
He
didn't grow up with
yeah, he didn't have
Cad
any of
Bane
that.
kind of like helped him
Right.
out,
It's like
raised him,
being
if you
first
will.
or second generation when you move, moving
Yeah.
into another country. Like you're not so much that culture anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
You're that name
our kids will be
only.
less in Italian culture than we are, and we're not nearly
Yeah.
as much as our parents or grandparents. You know what I mean? Just so removed from it. So yeah, he was definitely removed from it all.
Mm-hmm.
So, but just he might have had heritage to it. But and it's
It was
cool,
nice
and
to
it's
see them
cool.
fighting together, though. That was
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
cool.
That was
that
really
was
fun.
Yeah.
That was one of the
And-
parts I'm talking about. Like that part hit so much
Yeah,
for me.
that
I was
was
like,
well done.
that's
You're like,
awesome.
"Ah!" the whole time.
Even the
So
second
Larry
time
and I
I
talked
watched
then
about
you
it.
got
this
that-
too.
yeah.
The destroyer droids, the big,
the
scorpion
Scorpions.
ones.
Big old guys.
That was really
Yeah.
cool to see their shields. So like you see a lot of episode 1, 2, 3 tech.
It was a lot like that tech, right?
but
What
you
were those
never
little
have
rolling
the
robots?
destroyer droids, the
Right,
destroyer
yeah.
droids.
Yeah, so the big ones.
Like
There's
same
like
tech, same
giant
tech.
versions of
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
who have their
Tech.
own protective shield, and you never
Yeah.
saw that in episode 4, 5, and 6. You
Yeah.
don't see any of that tech in the original stuff, so you
Yeah,
have to see the new
they
one. So that was
definitely-
kind of cool to see.
Yeah.
Some of the
I
old
like
tech
that.
in there, which is kind of nice. I like that. I wasn't crazy about how long it took them to take them out. Like the Rancor comes in, it's like it takes a
thought it
while to
felt
like, just like
pretty
kind of
real,
rip
though.
them off.
Yeah.
The Rancor
I was-
had it a couple of times, just rip it off. He's like, he did it to the first one, he's like, just do
Yeah.
it. Boom, and he rips it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Because it
I know.
kept getting
Mando
to
should
him,
have sliced off both of the guns instead of going for the head first. Like,
Yeah.
slice
Take
off one,
gun,
slice
gun,
off
I
the
thought
second
I was
one.
Or just
actually,
take the
I was
eye out
actually like,
first.
oh,
I
aim
don't know.
for the head, and then it gets to the head, and it
gun,
still keeps
gun,
moving. I'm like,
and then
oh
head,
wait,
right?
Well,
hold
the
up.
eye, the red eye, is basically the control center. If you just stab the eye, those things are usually done. That's what they were
I
trying to do.
gotcha.
Kept aiming for the eye because
Right.
that's what takes them out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you could have just stabbed the eye and ripped it out. The whole thing would have fallen.
I like
mean,
that
that's
it wasn't
fine. It is what it
quickly
is.
defeated because
I don't want too
Yeah,
quick.
same.
It felt
Yeah.
right.
I don't want
Yeah.
it too quick.
Yeah,
It
that's
seemed a
how I
little
feel
too
about
long.
it.
Yes, and Larry and I talked about the Rancor pulling his King Kong going up the side of the.
I was just about to
pillar.
say, I was like,
very
oh yeah,
King
the
Kong.
King
That was a
Kong
little
moment.
much.
Yeah, that was extra. I did not
That
need. I
didn't
didn't
need
need
to
the King
happen.
So
Kong. to happen
okay,
to me.
I think you just nailed it, Millie. You said that was a little extra. I feel that every scene was just a little extra. Like it's not
Are
that it
you
was.
saying you did not appreciate the spin move? One of the mods did.
What a there's a meme on that where we just like just spin. It's completely useless.
While I was
every time.
watching, I was like, wait, why did he just spin?
No reason.
Yeah, I'm
and
like,
there was
you
another
He wasn't
one.
avoiding anything. He
a
wasn't like
few
avoiding
others.
shots.
I
He just
know.
wanted to do a
Slow
cool.
motion too.
It's just
He just wanted to do a cool spin
for the
move.
hell of
It made me laugh. It didn't
Yeah.
bother me, but I was laughing. I was like, that's
Yes.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
So again, I think with every scene, it was just a little much. Like the
Right.
fighting in the streets, I was like, cool. Oh, you're still fighting in the streets. Shit,
Yeah.
do something else. The droids come out. Oh, cool.
Droids.
You still haven't killed the droid. Like what the?
Yeah, but you go like those droids were badass. I mean,
Right.
as soon as
They were, but it
Mando
was still a
pulled the
little
black
long,
blade
though.
out, I was like, oh, he's got this. That's got to be
Yeah.
able to cut through. And then when it didn't, I was like,
I'm actually-
well, that feels real. Like, okay, yeah, that.
And then they're like,
I'm
all
actually
right,
glad that it didn't.
I mean, too.
Same.
Yeah.
Because we saw it in part 1 with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. They couldn't do anything with their sabers either. So I was like, all right, I'm glad that
Made
they.
sense.
Yes and no.
It's like that consistency.
We never
Stayed
saw
right.
them try to get through the shield with the sabers.
but I mean, but
they
they
were just
knew enough.
deflecting,
Right,
and
but
it
they
was,
knew
were shooting
enough.
so fast, like we're eventually gonna get tagged.
I-
Let's just run out of here.
When
But they never get close enough to them to try to stab through the shield.
What's the name of the black Wookiee? The
Chrysanthemum.
Chrysanthemum. So when he was trying to push through,
That was
I
pretty
thought it was
badass.
going to be kind of like the shields in Dune, where you can't go through quickly, but you can slowly walk right
go
through.
through.
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
I thought
Plus,
it
he
was
had
going to
his
be.
kinetic weapon on him.
So that's
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
I
but
was
I thought
thinking
it was
because
going
of
to
the
do that. I
weapon.
thought he was just going to be able to, I can walk through
Yeah, that's what
slowly.
I was
but
thinking.
It didn't.
Be
And I thought that
pulled.
was good too, because I was like, that would have been too
He
easy.
almost did, but then it kicked him away.
Yeah, and you go,
kicked him,
oh
which I thought was pretty
yeah,
fun.
that's smart.
It's just gonna
To
flick
kick
him
out
away.
of there.
Like, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so talk to me about the Grogu part of it all. So we got Grogu. Oh, Larry's already shaking his head.
I love it.
I think I was about to
When
say,
he
well,
showed up, I was like, yeah, fuck you, Luke.
He's got the chainmail. So obviously
Yeah.
he made his choice.
He goes, he's wearing the shirt.
He's
I mean,
wearing
we
his
talked
shirt.
about that in the episode, right? We're like, we just hope that he just says, F you, I'm out. And
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah, he did.
See, I liked that it showed us that Grogu actually can help now.
Yes.
He's not this useless frog that we're carrying
He's not
around.
a useless frog. Yeah, no, he's
Well,
not.
he wasn't. Remember when Luke was training him? He said, I'm not so much teaching him something. He's just kind of remembering.
He's trying to help him remember the
Yeah.
teachings he got at
So-
the Jedi Temple before.
So I
Order 66.
think that set it up for the fact that maybe Grogu doesn't need all this training. He's already had the training. He just needs to remember it or
Yeah,
something
he
like
could
that.
have repressed it after what happened to him.
And people
Yeah.
forget that
Like one of
Grogu
those
is
weird
Grogu
little
like
harpy.
50 years old. So he's not like he's a baby. He's just a baby in their race. But like he's still been around for 50 years. So it's not like
He's had some training.
Yeah.
I think there's a potential there. Larry's looking skeptical.
Larry, what's up?
Well, no, that's not. He's 50, which means at best he's had like 20 years of training if he's from birth. Because the Order 66 was like 30 years ago.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I mean, so it was 30 years of him hiding out after everybody was killed, and where has he been for 30 years? And then finally shows up, like we see him in Mandalorian.
No, but that's fine.
So during that time, he's not getting any training.
But
at the
Luke
same
was
time,
saying,
though-
I'm not teaching him anything. He's just remembering stuff, right? So
but
he's had
but he
training.
was going to start. Maybe he was going to start teaching him more.
Maybe.
Which
Yeah, yeah.
again, how
but
the hell is he
again,
doing
like,
it
so
since he
we're-
taught
we're
himself?
talking about-
Of course, he's got more to learn. Sorry, go ahead.
So like we're talking about like 30 years, but again, like they even hit like his time frame is a lot different than ours.
Yeah.
So we're looking at, oh my God, 30 years of training. To him, it could have been like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the way that
Right,
his
exactly,
species time grows.
Yes.
You know, so it's like, I mean, you've actually started
still
to change
trying
my
to
mind on
teach
that
all-
a little bit because, all right, my big thing was, and I was talking to Margot about this, it's, you gave me, in the episode prior, you spent so much time, 25 minutes on a like 35-minute, 40-minute episode was him and Luke. To have that come back in 2 seconds, I'm like, we didn't see.
Here's my theory on why they did that. Because that's a good point, right? They spent a lot of time. on
So
all
that's what I'm
this.
saying. Like throughout this whole series, like they photoshopped so many things where the payoff was literally 2 seconds. Like there was no.
He shows up in an X-wing with R2.
No, but
I mean,
look,
that was pretty cool though.
That was a
Yeah,
big
that-
decision, right? How big of a decision was that to be like for Grogu to say, I'm going to choose Mando, I'm not going to train with you. That's a huge decision.
Huge
And then
decision. We don't
and
even
it
see him make
keeps-
the decision, other than we see the
It
result.
keeps
of the decision.
canon intact, where they said that Kylo was
And I was saying
Luke's
the
first
first-
Yeah.
with actual
Right,
people.
right.
So I think that keeps it intact. Whereas before we were like, what's going on? Why is all this thing getting turned upside down?
No, that was in your head, not in ours. But that's
Okay,
cool.
yes, that's true. That's quite true. But like at the end of the day, like I love that. So they spent a lot of time, they invested, and at the end of that episode, I wasn't sure what was going to happen because it was so invested, right? So at the end of it, like they spent 25 minutes. Like of course, he's going to stay with Luke. Why wouldn't he? He's training.
Or even if he wasn't going to stay with Luke, I would have just liked to see. I want to see more of a. What do I really want to do? Not just we saw him look at both things and go, hey, I want the shirt and the saber, and then just him show up. I'm like, what the?
I appreciate that they didn't see him do blah, 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 blah. Like, he's just not speaking, right? What's he going to do? Like, blah, right? Can you imagine? He like, and meanwhile, there's subtitles. And like, I choose that one. I think it would have been weird. I think it would have been weird.
I think you've convinced me, Bruno. I think
it would have been nice. They did a good job. Just like, hey, he made a decision way back then. It was heavy, and here we are, right?
Yeah.
So that's. I appreciate that they didn't waste time on that.
Yeah,
that would
have been a bit extra.
All right.
That would have been much.
A little extra, which they did a lot of extra.
They did a lot of extra.
Yes.
A bit much.
So
go ahead.
Vane, not dead.
Cad Bane,
not dead.
Why?
It's certainly possible. They stabbed him.
When
no
he
blood.
stabbed him,
it's just no blue blood or light blue blood. Sorry.
Yeah, there was no blood. And then, do you remember how when they did the second hover over his body? Did you see his heart monitor beep start to go on?
What?
No.
Do you know that little beeping thing on his chest? Look at it again. You'll see that it start to beep and it'll start to pulse. I think they're
no way.
I think they're gonna.
I might have to call a suspect on that, my friend.
It's certainly possible. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where like, it's Disney, somebody really dies. But
maybe do you do a series about Cad Bane versus the new sheriff in town?
I don't necessarily do that, but you do. It does.
I think you just keep that character in the back pocket for other stuff.
Yeah, because I do think it seems a little wasted. We talked about this. It's a little. Let's see if I can bring it up here. Oh, sorry about that.
And we know how much Disney loves things that'll make them money. Cad Bane would make money.
Always leave options open, right? Well, because he stabbed him once. What would you do if that was your mortal? I'd be like, I'm stab again.
Stab it, twist,
stab.
All right, so let's watch it.
Let's watch it for fun.
Let's watch it. Let's watch that part. Let's see. I'll bring it up here.
I knew you were.
Watch his left chest.
That's beeping.
Watch. There it is.
Well, he's not dead yet.
Nope, but it's going. Before it was.
So it's off now. It's not blinking. The red light's not blinking on his chest anymore because supposedly he's dead.
Looks pretty dead to me.
But we got another. There's another flyby, like Bruno says. Another hover over him, like a top shot.
Watch right here.
Yes, it's blinking again.
Oh.
It is still blinking.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
So he's still alive. Oh, wow.
And you're talking
about a good catch.
That is a character that is
he survived so much.
Designed to fight Jedi, right?
Yeah.
He's got magnetic boots so they can't force push him. He's got those breathing tubes so he can't be force choked. He's got all these tools in his belt to survive all sorts of things.
That he's developed over the years to fight the Jedi.
He's one of the deadliest Jedi guys.
Okay.
And so that to me seems like another thing.
All right. Actually, now that you pointed that out, because the extra credit is the sheriff in the Banta tank, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the Banta tank.
Now I can act. Oh, whatever.
Don't worry, we know it.
The thing.
Yeah,
the thing with the water in it that makes
the
people
Michael
live.
Jackson waterbed.
Yeah. Yes, the closetta. Yeah, we got
the closetta. If Cad Bane is actually alive, and the sheriff is now going to be alive
and modded.
Definitely modded.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because we see that. So that's. I could actually get behind a series of them two going at it.
Yeah.
Because at the end.
Cool.
Well, at the end, Boba's walking with Fennec, and she's like, she's like, well, if not us, then who runs it?
Right.
And then they show that.
Yeah, there's no way. I think
the fruit in the street was a little too much. It was a little bit too much.
A little too Disney.
I consciously thought, what? Okay.
It's too Robin Hood friendly.
The movie with the Don, the Italian.
What?
Oh my God!
Oh, you talk about
Godfather.
Yeah, I was saying you talk about Godfather.
The Godfather. When at the end, right? They're giving him fruits, and it was the same sort of.
Yes, we had a little King Kong in there. We had a little Godfather in there. We're pulling from different things.
Well, I mean, he's essentially there to, that was the idea. He's going to run stuff.
Yeah, he's the Godfather.
He's the Godfather.
And he's running with respect.
He's the head of the crime family, essentially. Yeah.
He's a new capo to tutti capo.
There it is. There it is. So yeah, I think you're right. And he could turn it over to Cobb Vanth at some point and just be like, you do this. And maybe we talked about that. Maybe he just go off and all right, it's enough of this. I've taken care of this. This place is great. I'm out of here. And go be Boba Fett again. You know what I mean? Kind of get out there. And
he said he doesn't
shit.
want to work for those people anymore.
No, we can do his own thing.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to work for those idiots. Darth Vader.
Right. I mean,
he said it a couple times. He's like, I don't want to work for people who like either aren't smart enough or
we're gonna get me killed. Yeah. But you can do other things.
You know,
I don't know. I think
the right
there's still a lot they could do with this if they decide to do a season 2.
I think so.
And and hopefully make it better.
Hopefully
than season
it's not
1.
a letdown.
And not as much Mandalorian. So what do we think about going into Mandalorian season 3?
I think that's a good setup.
Which should be, I think, November is when that's supposed to be happening.
Super psyched.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
I can't wait.
I'm excited because I like the character.
Yeah.
And I do want to see where the story goes. Like, but I don't know where.
We have a lot to learn with him with the Darksaber ruling Mandalore.
I think
how is he going to get back again? We know Bo-Katan or Book of Raton's going to be back in again. She's already talked about that.
Right. So I think it's more of like I'm wondering like what.
Yeah, I was about to say
The Ahsoka show is going to be amazing.
That's going to be amazing. I want to see more.
He'll probably be in that too, I bet, Mando.
Yeah, I have a
he's probably
feeling
gonna be in a lot
they'll
of them.
kind of like cross a lot of the characters in between shows.
Yeah.
Maybe we see a little more Luke.
It'd be wise of them to bring Mando into that because he's a beloved character, right?
Yeah, I think threading him into
People
other
are now attached
stories,
to him.
if they're the same time frame, bringing him into other stories would work well.
And then after you had Grogu jump up and hug him when he first saw him, I was like, that is priceless right there.
I was like, it was a
Did
moment.
you cry? I had a little tear.
A little tear.
You know why?
Little green foggy tear.
I've got 2 little teeny kids, right? And so like, I do that every day when I come home from work. They're like jumping up, and I was like, I get it. I get that. I totally get it.
Yeah. No, I can absolutely see as a parent.
Yeah.
How you see that moment.
It was
it is every night.
Yeah.
When
it hits a little bit, right?
It
does, yeah.
When Amy brings home Christian every night, so they'll buzz the buzzer. So I go out in the hallway and just like wait for him. Then they come down the hallway and he sees me like, there he is, and he starts freaking out. He's like, Daddy's here.
It's amazing.
So, it is really amazing. It's totally cool. So yeah, they definitely play that really well. All right. And I like the end after credit scene where we see Cobb Vanth in the bacteria tank. What do you want to call it?
Michael Jackson's waterbed.
Exactly right. I thought that was pretty cool.
Don't remember the name. Come up with a new one.
Whatever.
That was a good way to bring around. And the toilet still didn't die. The mayor's assistant made it. How he made it through this whole series.
I was like,
You just knew.
I was
Didn't you know
expecting-
when he was out there there was going to be like F you?
Yeah. When he was waiting,
I was
you know
expecting-
what you knew. He's just like,
I was kind of hoping the second
his words.
I was hoping the second
words, not
he
mine.
walked out of there with the thing, he was gonna get sniped in the head, and we'd move on.
I'm with you. I legit
appreciate
thought
that guy, though.
I like that I hate him so much.
I thought
I hate him, but like
I legit
love to hate
thought
him.
that he was gonna get smoked. The moment that he started reading it and he realized it, he was like, "Oh shit!" He was like,
Yeah.
"So
They
let's talk
start
about what
pointing
you
the
want to
guns.
talk about."
like just off him.
Just off him right then and there.
He's
Now
like,
we've been okay with
wait,
that.
hold up. Not my words. Not my words.
These were not my words.
Don't shoot the messenger, please. I'm serious.
Clearly, they have plans for him because he served no purpose in this.
He was a decoy.
Yeah.
Boba made him a decoy, and so they could get around.
So we're
the
gonna
back
keep
and
him.
tackle over
We're
the
gonna
top.
keep that little shit around.
For
You gotta
decoying
keep
every
somebody
time we need
cool.
Decoy.
You gotta
Yeah.
keep
Here's the
somebody.
thing.
decoy, a little snot-nosed punk every time we need one. Or somebody.
Why-
He's gonna kick around.
Why did they need to ask him where the Pikes were? Boba knows where the fucking Pikes were because he went there.
When?
No, the pipe headquarters.
The
Pikes
headquarters, where
headquarters.
they
He
work
went
out of.
there.
When?
When he was like, "Hey, you're gonna pay us the money."
Was that the same place?
No, I think they were hidden out. They were like hiding out. I don't think that was.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, it looked like the same exact.
It might have
place.
been. You're right, because he did go to tell them and said like, "You're gonna pay
You're gonna
me."
start paying us now, and they were like, "No, we have a deal with the bike gang."
Yeah,
So if Boba already knew that, why did he need him to? I don't.
Yeah. That's true. That's right. Now thinking back on the episode that he did go there to talk.
He
to
went
them.
there.
Was it the same place or was that in Mos Espa when they were there? I don't know. But you're right. It kind of looked the same
Yeah.
when she walked down the entranceway, and that's
Yep.
where Boba walked down to.
Yep.
It's
So-
probably the same place.
I mean,
Little continuity problem there.
yeah, but I mean, again, like without.
But it was a way to get Fennec out of there and go kill them.
Yeah, but it doesn't explain. I mean, if that's how they're gonna write that off, that's why they didn't kill him. Oh, I don't know, 4 episodes ago. Like I don't understand.
But they need him. He's bantha fodder. You need him.
Right.
He is, and he's
need-
kind of
yeah.
comic relief a little bit, right?
he's comic
Yeah,
relief.
he's
you just
the
know
guy
this guy is like
yeah.
a sniveling, like
Rat.
just groveling,
Yeah.
right? He's just a rat, but like
Nasty
you know he'll
guy.
do whatever he takes
Yes.
to stay
Yeah.
alive.
And you know, and you can trust that if he's threatened, he'll go, okay, fine.
He'll turn up right away, right?
Yeah. It's
Turn
like,
on you
do I
real
have
quick.
to really? And you point a gun at him and go, okay, fine.
I mean,
because you
yeah.
know that he knows that he'd get shot.
Yes.
Yeah, you
He
know
knows
exactly
you're not kidding
who
if-
you know exactly who he is, so you know how you can use him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking
Go ahead.
Speaking of getting shot, what do you think would kill more, a blaster or a door with teeth on it?
What?
The reason why I ask is because the Renko got shot, blasted so many times, but never got killed. But yet,
Well, allegedly he's got thick skin.
Yeah, thick rancor
Eyes,
skin.
yeah, thick hide.
I don't know.
Big
Luke,
guy, you know?
Luke killed him with a door.
We crushed him with the door.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We crushed
crushing
him like
is
a heavy ass door. I would say the heavy weight of the door
It was
just
a
crushing
giant
it.
Yeah,
metal
I'd
door,
say
right?
like
Don't
a
forget, it
crushing,
wasn't just the
unstoppable
door.
thing.
It was the spikes underneath the door.
Right,
It was
so
also
that's-
the
yeah.
force, right? It was
'Cause
like
it's
he was
different.
It
like
was crushing. And it
Crushing
took a
it.
second, too. He didn't just die. He was like, Yeah, so like he tried to get back up. He's like, nope, not happening. Boom. And it finally
Yeah.
put enough pressure
I
on
mean,
his throat
when-
and his
when
Because
neck.
there's
take
thick
into
skin, and then
account-
there's like pure, like thousands
That
of
was
pounds
an
of
older,
pressure.
but that was an older Rancor.
He was a little bit, he'd been around a little
This
while.
is a little puppy. I don't
Yes.
think that his
Oh,
skin
God,
is
we're
that
playing on
tough.
the age thing again, huh?
Yeah, we are.
He was a
I
little
don't
lighter
know.
colored.
Yeah, but all of those guys could take a beating, right? Like Chrysanthemum took like
He took
30
a
hits.
beating
He
and
took
a
a
half.
beating.
He took
shots.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
he took like
He limped
laser.
away.
Yeah,
By the end,
although
he
he
was
was
kind of
limping,
okay.
he had some
He got
cuts.
shot, dude. He got
wasn't
shot
doing
in
it
the
way.
knee.
Multiple times.
Yeah, but so those
beating
those
him.
You have to
phaser shots
understand.
can't be that
You have to
far.
understand.
Yeah, so-
he's built different.
Oh.
That's
built
just
different.
it.
I mean,
He's
is
just
that,
built
is that what we're doing here, though? So it's like those lasers actually don't kill people?
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
And they're almost G.I.
Not,
Joe.
not unless it's like
Lasers
important,
that never
or not,
kill
or they're
anything.
not
Who
important
kill-
people.
At least
then
they're
they
hitting
die.
now.
At least they're hitting something.
The poor
It's like the
guards.
cutscene.
I know, they
They
get shoved
got-
off the
they
cliff.
got
Oh my
pushed off the
god!
cliff.
And nobody bats
There was
an eye.
there was no
Nobody cared.
reference
Those
to them.
poor
Hey, where'd
things.
those guys
Yeah,
go?
yeah.
No.
Where'd
Have
you
the
heard from
guys
them?
go?
Yeah.
No.
Have you learned from Dumpa and Dumpa?
And I'm like,
Snorted their lives away.
Yeah.
The Tweedledum. Anybody know where they are?
Those were the only
No.
guys I
That's
thought
kinda
were gonna
funny. Not
be
funny, but,
turncoats, and they weren't.
No.
Yeah.
I was super
Yeah, no, they just
impressed
got
by
pushed
that.
off a cliff, and who
Yeah.
cares?
I was like, oh no,
By the
they're
dogs.
gone.
Yeah.
You know what I was bummed out about?
Look at them
They-
go.
When they set the bomb off in the sanctuary and killed Garza Whip.
Yeah.
Like, I thought she was a good character. She was kind of like the businesswoman.
Yeah.
Who kind of,
Yeah.
knew the city, knew
That's
the
right.
town.
We never talked about that, by
Oh,
the
yeah.
way.
No, we kind of got.
Never
Oh, yeah.
When I went
Place
back and
got
listened to the other
nuked.
episode, I
Not
remember we
nuked,
skipped
but
that
Same thing. I
part.
was like,
Bombed.
oh!
We skipped
Yeah.
that part. We can go back to it. And the fact that we still don't know if Max is made out alive because Max Rebo wasn't in there.
He wasn't in there.
We never
I
saw
think he was
him
intentionally not in there.
Yeah, no, he wasn't. He wasn't on that night.
Right.
They had a different band, or like he was his night off.
Yeah.
So once again, that little blue fucker made it out alive. The first time he made it out alive makes no sense because he was on the Salem barge, was he not? Wasn't
Yeah,
he
I think
playing
he was. I think
on the
he
Salem
was.
barge? I have to go back and look at it. He was in the palace, but I could have sworn he was playing when the Salem barge went down.
I don't remember.
And
I
everybody died because it blew up and it was on fire and it went crashing in.
I mean,
but yet we see him
Yeah.
in the bar, like playing again. I gotta go back and watch this. Look at Jedi to see
Maybe
who's
it's
actually.
someone else from his race. You saying they all look alike, Marco?
No, because they. She
Oh my
called
god,
him.
are you?
Well, I can't believe it. No, she called him Max.
I'm just kidding.
Wow. She on purpose called him Max, so
yeah.
you knew
No,
it was
they're
the
all
same
called
guy.
Max.
Never.
Yeah.
They're all Max
Yeah,
Rebos.
maybe
That-
maybe
that's
it's one of
actually-
those
That's their
things.
name. That's their race name.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
that's
they
actually
go-
their
Look
race.
alike.
They go,
and they
Max-
have the same name, so fuck it, there's no way of telling them apart.
Right.
Yeah, it's Max Rebo in the band, and he was still there. And again, made it out alive.
Yeah.
Still not on this one. Yeah.
Guess so.
No, I was bummed that she died. She
Yeah, I-
Yeah,
Yeah, I
she
was
seems
too.
she's a
interesting.
good, like, this is the one who kind of runs the city, right? She
Yeah, the one who's got all the
she was
knowledge.
strong,
Yeah, she
knew.
knows.
You need your inside
Yeah.
guy.
She
That was
knows
the inside
which way
guy
to
was
play.
her.
Yeah,
Go,
and
okay,
I
listen.
like when Chrysanthemum was kind of like figuring out what the hell to do with his life. That she was like, "You don't have to do this right now, just whatever." And then he's like, "Fuck it, I'm tearing his arm off anyway."
She's just like,
yeah,
tried.
yeah. And Boba was
Which was
like,
still
"Yo,
one of
you
my
tried."
favorite parts.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was good.
Love
yeah,
that
I love
part.
that.
what are you
I
gonna
like
do?
that.
What are you
I
gonna
like
do?
that.
You know, Wookiees are gonna be Wookiees.
I was
They
gonna
pull arms
say,
off
we
people.
go
That's just
together
what they
like
do.
Wookiees and ripping arms off.
That's kind of what they do. It's their
Could have
thing.
had her like go out to like check something else out and then have the the bar exploded.
I know.
Yeah, it was more
Yeah.
obviously. It was more impactful the fact that she's like, "Oh shit," and she realized what was about to happen.
Yeah, she knew. She was like, "Fuck."
Damn it.
Well, it was bad.
So
to
it was
happen.
more of like it was impactful not only for that but for Boba and everybody like, "Oh shit, she
Actually,
died." They killed her too.
that last part of that well, I'll say that kind of like saved the episode for me. But that was a decent episode though.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't.
well, as an episode goes, right? But in the overall story, we talked
Yeah.
about the overall story for the whole season was, but
Again,
as an episode, and this one too. Like you said, it has up, it has it down.
Yeah.
I thought it was more good than bad in this episode, in the last episode.
Yeah, same.
This last episode for me made me go back and up my rating for all the other episodes because I understood now where they fit into the final story.
Yeah.
Like I understood now why they spent 20 minutes on the training with Luke. I understood why they spent an episode and a half with Mando and his experience there. So like it made a lot more sense to me. Whereas at the moment when those were first released, I was like, why did we spend all this time? And Boba wasn't even in it. So it was better for me as a whole story put together. When I read the final chapter, which was the last episode, it made all the pieces fell in because I had then spent enough time in each episode with those characters to develop a connection to get a feel for the story.
Yeah.
And so looking back at the whole thing, I appreciated it more. So I would up my rating a little bit.
I still run into the fact that we spent so much time with the Sand People that I didn't need that many episodes of
You're
backstory
absolutely right.
to care, to make me care the fact that they had the Pikes.
You
really
could have
wanted to
done
kill
that
them.
one episode.
It was four.
It was four episodes of
We definitely
Sand
could
People.
have done it one or two, I think.
Right, and we still would have cared just as much.
Yeah.
I
Episode
understood
4,
why
if you do
Boba
it right,
was so
yeah.
pissed off that they died,
Yeah.
and I understand why he was pissed off at the Pikes, that he finds
Episode
out from
1
Cad
and
Bane
2
that the
could have
Pikes actually
easily
wanted to kill
been
them.
one.
episode.
And we had
And
talked
again, if they were
about
just
that.
longer episodes, we'd have seen more about the biker gang. We would have seen, and we could have caught more of that in the first couple episodes, and didn't need 4
Yep.
short episodes. 2 longer ones would have done it.
They
And
could
maybe
have
the next 2
utilized the
longer and
montage.
have more in there.
Yeah. I mean,
You know what I
that was
And
that
then
was
you could have got some Rancor training. You could have got a lot of kind of stuff. You just made them not 35-minute episodes.
right.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, that was another thing that we were talking about. It's when we looked at the last episode, when I saw that it was an hour long, that actually really pissed me off.
Yeah.
Because
as much as you're happy that
So
we
you
get an
can
hour.
do it.
So you can do hour-long episodes.
You
just
can manage
chose
it.
not to.
Congratulations.
Like you chose not to.
Yeah, it was a total choice.
And it's
It's like a stupid decision on their
so
part.
there goes your whole
Because he's
COVID
just missing
shooting
everything.
Yeah, there you
thing.
go.
There goes that excuse.
Right out the window.
Right out
An
the
hour.
window.
You managed. You did it. You could have done that for the other 6.
So I mean, that kind of sucked.
We don't know what they had for behind the scenes.
Oh,
budgeting or
don't
some
you
bullshit
start!
Like that.
Come on.
Disney.
Whatever
I'm
it
pretty
is.
sure they're good on the budget.
No, I'm saying
Whatever
they
it
just
is,
may
no
not have
excuse.
allocated. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying they don't have the money. Clearly,
Yeah,
have
they
it.
knew. They knew
I
this.
say they just might not
They
have
wanted this to be a
allocated.
big thing. They should have allocated
They
all the
should
money.
have. Yeah, I
They
think
could
we
have
all
allocated
agree.
all the
Should
money
have
they
been-
wanted to do
I
this.
mean,
It's
it's almost like by doing it the way that they did, it's almost like they didn't have enough material.
No, they had plenty to work with. They
think
just didn't
you're
bother to
right.
put it in.
I think they felt like they didn't. But if they had shortened 1 and 2 to 1,
Yep.
and then have Cad Bane come in at like 2
Yeah.
or 3,
Or even 3, yeah.
At 3,
I think
yeah.
even
and then
3.
Halfway
have him
in the
there.
midpoint.
Then you got more time with him struggling with his inner struggle.
Yeah.
You've got you can spend a little bit more time on other stuff. You could have made the last battle be 2 episodes instead of 1.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And you could have 2 1-hour episodes on. Like, oh
Sure.
my God. Right?
I
That
think
would
we
have
had 7.
Make it
so
awesome
good.
instead of
Like the
shit.
boys and everything else.
I
freaking does.
think when they wrote it, they didn't think it through as well as they could
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So, all right, let's go around the room.
For
Let's give it the rating for the episode, and then the season.
I'd say the episode was a solid like 3 3.75, maybe like 4-ish.
Pick a road, Mila.
As a whole, I'd give it like 3.6.
3.6.
0.6.
We're going by halves anymore.
We're doing tenths now?
Apparently
Yeah,
we
she's doing
are.
10th in there.
I
guess we're
just
gonna do that for the season.
I need more numbers to
I
work
need
with.
5/8.
It's not working for me.
7/16.
I feel like 3.5 is going to come up a lot.
I know 15
just-
not
three,
quite.
I just,
13,
I just feel like 3.5 is going to come a
No,
lot. But
1/16, I
fine,
can't
fine.
do
If we're
it.
going by halves, 3.5
For the season.
for the season, because I
Right.
just
The series,
they
right.
really could have just organized this way better, and they
Yes.
just didn't. And they only pulled it sort of together for the last 3 episodes of 7.
Yeah.
Okayly. And Boba Fett was only in it
Making
for
up
the
tenths,
last episode.
And we're making up words. Okay, Lee.
I'm going to give it to you, Bruno.
I'm going to go with I was real happy with this episode. I'm going to give it a 5. Overall season went up for me. It went up for me because it's a 5 because like it had a lot of good combat. It moved quickly. Everything they did made sense. Like the battle took long enough that I felt like, all right, that, it took a long enough to get rid of the scorpion droids that like, that felt right, to me. So I'm going to give it a 5. It wasn't perfect, but it's good enough. And then my whole season.
Well, good enough. I mean, 5 is perfect. And if you're not going to give it a perfect, if you're going to say it's good enough.
4.5 then.
Thank you.
Because it's not perfect, right? But,
that's what 5 stars is, right?
the shortcomings for me in that episode weren't big. Like, yeah, you had to sort of call out to King Kong, and that was a little bit cheesy, but it was all right. And then, I liked it. I liked a lot of it.
Yep.
And then for the whole season, I'm going to up mine to a 4 because I felt like this last episode for me helped put everything else in context, so I understood better why they spent all that much time, and they brought everything. I liked that they really tied it up. They clearly went back and said, where are all of our loose ends? And we're going to tie those up. Because a lot of times I feel like you're watching something and it ends and you're like, well, what about this thing? And what about that other thing? And they miss a bunch of shit.
Plenty
These
of shows
guys
that do that.
Seem like they cleaned it up pretty well, so I'm happy with a 4 on that one with the whole season.
Over to you, Larry.
All right. As an episode goes, after talking throughout this time today, I'm going to up the episode up to 3.5. I was on the fence between 3 and 3.5 because, like I said, I was battling with the hits and misses, right? But talking it out with people gives me a solid 3.5 for the episode.
Fine people.
Nice.
You fine people. Episode 3.5. As far as the series goes, I'm going to give it a solid 3. Lots and lots of misses. I needed other episodes and stories that had nothing to do with said story at the time to kind of carry it along for me. For me personally, if we didn't get episode 5 or 6, I would have been done with this series probably. So I mean, I'm not even looking forward if they do a season 2, and that's a big part of it. Unless they do a Cad Bane versus the other guy there, the sheriff. If they do that and they kind of play it off as a Book of Boba Fett season 2, whatever, name it whatever you want, I'll be more interested in that series because I want to see the dynamics between them two.
What if they had called this series Tatooine? Not Book of Boba Fett.
Or just Mos Espa.
Or the Battle of Mos Espa.
Yeah.
I would have been better with that because, again...
Because then you can have Boba flip in and out, and
which
who cares?
I would have been fine, but
he's just a character in the larger story.
You sold me a bill of goods when you said it was Book of Boba Fett, and you sold it to me as
it's so much his story.
His story.
Right, yeah.
He walks in, he kills Nib Fortuna, and you're like, whoa. So that's what you sold me? That's not what you... That's not... You sold me something at the grocery store. I got home, and I unpacked my bag. I was like, who threw the tofu in? I didn't buy tofu. Did you buy tofu? No, nobody did.
Earthy, crunchy, fruity tofu.
Who threw that in my bag? So that's kind of how I
tofu.
I mean, like that's kind of how I
That's exactly what they did.
Yeah,
it is what they did.
Kills Bib Fortuna in the preview, and then it's not that character until episode 7.
Right.
Yep.
So
he's
I mean,
not that
Until
character.
the end of episode 7.
Yeah,
a lot of misses.
He's not that. He is the fruity, tree huggery tofu until episode 7.
And that's why I'm giving it the 3. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Gotcha.
That's what it is.
I got the episode I'm going to go 4 on the episode. There's definitely some misses on it, but overall I really liked it. The season I'm going to stay at 3.5 because of the last 3 episodes.
Yeah,
brought it up for me.
Yeah,
the first ones were really tough sitting.
Would have been like a 2.5, 3.
Yeah, if it weren't for the episodes 4, 5, and 6, or 5 and 6, and then 7, would have been a lot lower. So I
think shifting it around would have helped a lot. Shifting some back.
Yeah, but I think you're right. If we just called it Tatooine or we called it Book of Mos Espa, something like that. That would have been a lot better.
The Book of Mos Espa would have been great.
Just knowing that Boba's going to be in it, but you're going to have everybody else you want in it.
Although if we did that Book of Mos Espa or anything like that, we would have been like, why do we spend 4 episodes on Boba?
Well, no, but that's okay. You could have done less
about that no matter what.
We could have done less with Boba and just had just had part of it, but have more people interject into it. Like that would be kind of cool seeing more characters in there.
Deal that Boba Fett wasn't in 2 of the episodes. Right. 2 of 7 of the episodes.
Yeah.
And again, like you said, bro, I mean, if you kind of shifted things around, if you made episodes 1 and 2, actually 1, introduced something else for episode 2 and 3, there's a lot of things that could have been done, that should have been done overall, and
a lot of missed opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, and you had said that
And I would have liked to see Cad Bane earlier.
Yeah.
Really cool.
He's
They
a
developed that
crazy, great
character.
character. People love him. He's
Yeah,
a
he's a
fan
really
favorite.
cool
You
character.
stick him in one episode and then kill him off quickly in the second one. Like, it
Right.
just didn't make any sense.
Yeah,
Even if they are gonna
But
like
that's
bring him
another
back,
reason I don't think he's
still.
dead. He can't.
No, I don't think he's dead
Yeah.
either. Watching that again with
yeah,
his
watching that
chest
again,
thing
I don't
Yeah.
think he's
I don't
And
think
I was
he's
like,
dead
I was
either.
actually even like pondering. I was like, maybe I should like do a lot more research on like Cad Bane, like figure out who he
I
is.
did.
And then as I'm thinking that he's like dead, I'm like, oh, okay, never mind.
No, it's still worth doing.
Just kidding. Moving on.
No, it's still worth doing because
Yeah.
I did too. I watched Clone Wars. I saw Rebels. So you get information on Cad Bane,
Yeah.
but there's more. The extended in the comics and things like that. There's a lot more of their history and where he came from and how he defeated the Jedis, how he was captured by the Jedis, and then like his training, and then they was escaping because he was working with. There's a lot of like espionage and spy working with these people and kind of where he all the different things that he did
Right.
in his past.
That sounds
It's actually
cool.
kind of cool. There's you can find it on YouTube. Obviously, somebody does like a whole backstory of Cad Bane. It's actually
Nice.
pretty interesting.
Yeah.
if you go back and watch it.
I like him. And very Clint Eastwood like too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the
Love a good
swagger.
Clint
He pulls the
Eastwood
coat back
alien.
to reveal the,
Yeah.
Yeah, the
his guns.
Hovers
That's
his
pretty
hand
cool.
over the
He was-
pistol.
He was great.
Makes eye contact.
He was really great.
Yeah, he is a great character, and that I think they did him well in what they showed us of him. I would definitely want more, and maybe we will.
Yeah.
Maybe in season 2 or in another series or whatever, we'll get more of him.
Right.
That would be nice.
I would wager a good sum of money that he's coming back.
Yeah, I would think so. And I wouldn't have thought that until what you said, and then we watched it again. So, all right. So we got what else do we have coming? So that's the last of Boba Fett. We have Moon Knight coming up
Yeah.
shortly.
Yeah.
That got a
Oh, yeah.
TV
That's in
14
March.
rating.
Is that what they gave it?
They give
Was
it a TV 14. We're hoping for a little bit more, like a TV,
I thought
not
they were
obviously a
gonna-
TV MA, but
No, but
sometimes
Yeah.
to talk about like the violence
okay,
because it's gonna be
yeah.
pretty violent. Even Kevin Feige's gone on record. It's gonna be pretty violent.
They're
It's taking a
getting
different
away.
tonal shift
There's be some
from the
beatings
rest.
going down. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Right.
just seen something online about
So that's
that.
gonna be pretty cool. So
Okay.
we have that coming up to look forward to. I don't know if there's anything else we have to like weekly review. We'll have to take that offline and see if there's anything else we can do.
No.
Otherwise, we have our.
We're taking suggestions.
We're taking suggestions.
I know.
So
Right.
then maybe hiatus or no?
Yeah, we could. We
Well,
could.
I mean,
we have our.
Moon
We
Knight
have
comes
our.
out in March.
We'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hence,
But it is end of
small
March, isn't it?
hiatus.
End of March. I think it's end of March.
I don't know.
So, but we definitely have some stuff coming up.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
have
we've
our
got a
big
few
day
others
coming
too.
up on the Sunday, so we're gonna go over a few things. Looking forward to our Spaceballs episode and all kinds of different stuff coming up soon. So
yeah.
look forward to that. All right, I want to thank everybody for being here, Bruno
Thank you.
and Larry.
Thank you.
And Mila.
Thank you.
All right, gang. Thanks so much, everybody. Thank you for listening. We are Entertainment Rants at entertainmentrants.com. Find us online at our Entertainment Rants on social media or Entertain Rants on Twitter. Feel free to write us an email. Drop us a note on what you want us to review. We're still thinking about doing some commentary tracks on something. If there's anything in particular you want us to commentary track on, drop us a line at engage@entertainmentrants.com. Let's all say the hashtag together. What are we going to go do? Everybody hashtag
Let's rant.
Let's rant. Thank you,
rant.
everybody.